Midnight music. 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 Midnight music.
I can't believe the first comment we have on the stream is a fucking bot. Viewers.
Hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on, off, customize. Go to, does that say dogehype.com?
Dogehype.com. It sounds like I'm wanting to like invest in Dogecoin, which I don't want to. That was such a meme stock that went nowhere
But liquor,
quickly.
our prices have never been lower.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Hi, Mr. Freds.
Hi,
Mr.
Mr.
Freds, do
Fred.
you want to offer a promotion? Do you want to promote and get more channels, followers, viewers, and chatbots and all that fun stuff? I know you do. I should have had Frets on as our third member today. I totally forgot. Sorry about that, Frets.
Mr. Freds, what are you doing? You want to help us Skype
It
right
is
now?
wait. I am not doing that right now. I am not redoing the entire stream just to put Mr. Frets and stuff on there. Oh, hi, Taekwon.
Taquan is here.
I'll summon him. What can I say?
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Now,
That comment
Will's at a
is a
company
gift I
holiday
kept.
party for a pretty big stock firm. I guess it's a stock. No, Nasdaq is a conglomerate of stocks. I guess.
I guess. I'm not like into stocks like that. I'm not a finance bro or anything. So
Getting into
I just
stocks
know it.
isn't. It's not. The concept isn't hard. The execution is a little difficult.
That's what I'm saying. I remember I took AP economics in high school and I played the stock market game and I just hated it. I just
You know what?
economics is my
What makes
downfall.
it difficult is I just put a frozen pretzel in the oven. What makes it difficult is the fact that it's something you got to be consistently on like on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my issue. That's my issue
Yeah,
with it. Like,
I don't have that kind of commitment.
yeah, I like the I like putting things in. Like at my job, you can put, I had like 401k or whatever, or 401b or whatever, and you can just put it in there and it does the investing for you. Like that's what I like, and I'll just figure it out
Same.
later.
I had that with Starbucks. My Fidelity account's still open. I don't know what it's doing, but it's there.
Oh, if you're not employed by them, it's just you're not making any money. Like it stops. You just have to move it
Yeah,
over.
it's just there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to move it at some point. You can either take it out, which you'll lose money on for taxing purposes, or you put it into, or pretty much put it somewhere else to reinvest, which is like a, which is what I would recommend.
Yeah, I know. I just finance and stocks and shit is just not my. I can't even commit to Animal Crossing. How the fuck am I gonna commit? Yo! So speaking of not committing to Animal Crossing, I got Disney Dreamlight Valley.
I'm honestly about to download Dreamlight Valley.
I'm addicted.
Do you
There
have it
is
for
crack.
PlayStation or
I have it for Switch and Mac.
I might down
You know,
if we if
I don't
I
have
don't
television right now,
is it
so
cross-platform?
sort of. So it's not necessarily it's not like cross-platform, but there's cloud save. PS4, I don't think you can. I don't think you can do the cross-platform with PlayStation. So I originally got it for my Switch, and I've been playing on my Switch for the last few weeks. Dylan bought me the Mac version. So
Gotcha.
all I had to do was log in with my cloud save, and my whole game as it is there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I just looked at your picture message. It is a little bit brighter,
Hmm.
but it's not that bad. I like that it's richer in color. The way that it looks on your screen, to be honest with you. Uh,
It makes my hair look poppin'.
that is a positive thing. I do want Dreamlight Valley because I can get it on Xbox for on Xbox Game Pass, which essentially means I get it for free.
Yes.
It's just a matter if I want to download it to my PC or if I want to just put it on the Xbox. I might download the
So
PC just so I can just play it fucking anywhere when I get bored.
I like having it on my computer and on my Switch because I have it literally on my Switch next to me, but the computer like it's on my Mac, it's stunning.
Really? Oh, what's going on, Sir
It's
Charles?
Hi Charles.
Surprise is on. Well, no, he's finally dedicating his Wednesday nights to us now since he's been on the stream a lot more. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you. I Dreamlight Valley has literally brought joy into my life that I haven't experienced in a minute. Like new joy.
New joy.
Like so I very much can get into autopilot when I do things or just in general. Can I get pegged by Ariel? That's my deciding factor on if I'm purchasing this game. You cannot get pegged, but I do, from what I understand, you can change her from a mermaid to having legs, but she can go back to being a
Oh,
mermaid.
you can make her a real woman?
Yes.
Interesting.
Um, I I'm not totally like I don't have all the characters or like lands unlocked yet, but I've gotten a solid chunk in 2 weeks.
Who have you run into?
Hold on, let me read you my full.
I
So I
love
bought
your
Dream My Thousand.
Switch little case and everything.
Look, it's Stitch.
You know, we can make you a Switch case. Did you not want that? I forgot. If you said yes or
I
no.
didn't want it. If I do that, it would be when I change my logo TBD.
Oh, yes, that's right. Speaking of our merchandise, folks, please, please, we have a special sale on our merchandise going for the entire holiday season, which I don't think I've ever mentioned to you, Kay, unless you listen to our show.
No.
So we have a holiday sale, 25% off any of our merchandise in the store using the code HOLIDAY, I believe. The link to our store is in the description below, wherever you're listening to us or watching us, if you're watching us right now on the stream. And that's going to go for the entire holiday season up until till the end of the first week of the new year. So you have a lot of time to buy some merch at a pretty great discount. It's the best discount you're going to get all year until next holiday season. So please, 25% off using the code HOLIDAY at all of our stores, Wrestle Addict Radio Store, Kings of the Ring Store, and any of our other affiliate stores within the Wrestle Addict Radio Podcasting Network. So please check that out. Makes a great holiday gift, Mr. Fretz would know. So, and we have
So
also hundreds of pieces of merchandise. Literally, K. Murphy.
Really?
Yeah, I've dedicated weekends to updating everybody's merch stores. There might be more stuff coming too. Actually, I can do a quick check right now. But tell me about your characters you've run into.
All right. So far, Dream My Vow is in early access, so obviously like
Wait, it
it's not.
hasn't released yet?
It's still in early access.
I thought it was fully out.
So you can buy the game and stuff, but you're really buying the game to like support the developers. It's coming out fully for free next year.
Interesting. I did not know
I want it now,
that.
so I have it.
Okay, Willy Wonka
Um,
in the Chocolate Factory.
so far there are 21 characters total that have been that are in the game, that are confirmed in the game. I
21.
have unlocked
Can you do
14.
something for me? What's up? Sorry.
So I have Merlin from Sword of the Stone. I have Wally.
Uh-huh.
Um, I have Maui and Moana from Moana. I have Remy from Ratatouille. I have
Okay.
Scar from The Lion King. I have Ursula from The Little Mermaid. I have Kristoff from Frozen. I have Mother Gothel from Tangled. I have Donald Duck, Goofy, Mickey, Minnie, and Scrooge McDuck.
Uh-huh.
And I still have to unlock Woody, Buzz from Toy Story,
Mm.
Anna and Elsa from Frozen, Ariel and Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid, and Stitch.
So, that's an awesome lineup. But K. Murphy, I have great news for you from the Spring Store.
Yeah.
It's in beta, and you probably know this because you have your own personal store because you do your own designs. The Hat Studio is in beta, but that also means, K. Murphy, they have unlocked all
dad
the
cap.
different styles of hats, including,
Yo,
yes,
let's go.
the dad cap.
Let's fucking go.
So the options right now, as I'm looking right now, which we can have Wrestle Addict Radio and Kings of the Rings and WrestleMania hats in the form of dad caps, snapbacks, trucker hat style, or also beanies.
A trucker hat?
Yes, a trucker hat if you want to be a trashy Levittown person that I know that you are.
My favorite hat is my Real Big Fish trucker hat.
You're so bad.
I got it at Warped Tour like 7 years ago. It's my classic summer hat.
Let me open this up right now. Yeah, yep, we can fully design a beanie, a trucker hat in this new hat production studio and have them on sale. So look out for me to be next time you see me in public. I'm gonna be Kevin Feige, repping a different hat of a different podcast every fucking time you see me now. This is
Oh my
great.
God, my
It took
body hurts.
years for us to get these hats unlocked because they were so very strict with it. But I'm very happy that we can finally start creating these things in various colors. So that's going to be something very fun to play with, as well as bucket hats are also available too, Kay, if
Cute.
you're, if
I
you're feeling
will be
froggy.
requesting. I will be. I no. I want a throwback logo hat.
With oh, you've always wanted one of those.
I have been talking about that hat since you guys got them. I want that fucking hat.
Yes, the difference is that ours will have the name on it.
That's fine. I don't need my name on it.
Yeah, so that's what's going to be. That's going to be a thing. That is going to be absolutely, absolutely great. We get hats finally now.
Thank
Hats and
God.
beanies. Yeah, we have a ton of merchandise on the KOTR store, including my merchandise, Kay's merchandise, Will's merchandise as well. As you see, Will is missing this week as he is away. I want a War Jake Hager hat, Mr. Fretch. You are totally out. You're not getting a Jake Hager hat, number one, because that looks absolutely ridiculous. Like Jake Hager's career is absolutely ridiculous and total waste of talent right now. So, Mr. Fretch, your request is denied. Yes, Taekwondo, we do a bucket hat. You look like Nas in the Major Look video. I know the reference you're talking to, and I appreciate, I appreciate the nostalgia. So I really do appreciate that. All right, so actually, hold on, let me pull up some shit so I can actually do an intro. It's going to be a little bit of a colder intro, obviously, because Will's not here to do any of the sound, so sorry about that. If you want to hear all the bells and whistles, you're going to have to listen to the audio-only version of the show, which I will be creating after this show is completed. So do give me some time. All right, Taekwondo, number one, spell my name right. Number two, Jake Hager cannot. He is not invited to the cookout. So it's not happening this week. All right, hold on. Let me pull up a little bit of stuff. By the way, thank God Aaron Judge re-signed with the Yankees. It's been a very stressful week for Yankee fans.
I'm very happy for y'all.
Well, do you know what happened, Kay?
No, I just know the Yankee fans are happy again.
No. Here's what happened. So there were
I know he back for like 9 years or some shit.
9 years, 360.
360. What is that? Like that's how much he's gonna make?
360 million over 9 years. Yes.
$360 million?
Yeah, that's not the highest contract ever either.
What do you mean?
Yes.
300 and no.
Yes.
What do you mean $360 million?
It's $360 million over 9 years, and that wasn't the biggest contract he was offered either.
That's so much fucking money.
You think?
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
That makes me so angry.
I'm sorry, Kay. No, but here's what happened. So they do Major League Baseball does this thing called the winter meetings where everybody gets together to negotiate free agents, to talk with free agents and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this one period where they can sign free agents and all this other hot shit, or the biggest part. So what happened was a reporter who was at the winter meetings broke the news by mistake because he got a bad tip that Aaron Judge had signed with the San Francisco Giants. So he tweeted that out that he had signed with the Giants, and everybody flipped. And then like 5 minutes later, he was like, "Oh, my bad, that's not true."
So I think it was Sean Rossap posted something today saying CM Punk is signed to the San Francisco Giants.
That's why,
I get it now. And I obviously knew CM Punk wasn't switching to baseball, but I was just like, I don't get this reference.
That's why this happened yesterday. So like around late early evening yesterday, it was supposedly leaked that Aaron Judge had signed with the Giants, and so people were flipping out.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, "Oh no, my bad. I'm walking this back. That was my fault." And then this morning, like literally, I woke up to a text message from Will saying that Aaron Judge signed. Oh man. So we also have a lot of previews to do this week on the stream. We're previewing Ring of Honor has a show. Okay, congratulations, Ring of Honor and NXT Deadline. So going to be interactive.
And what? Deadline?
NXT Deadline. And I know you haven't been around for our NXT talk, but I'm going to try to guide you as much as possible. K Murphy, is that all right?
That's totally fine. I literally could give two shits about NXT right now.
You should care because it's going to be very, very interesting. I think very, very soon. I'm gonna have to get your comments on the Iron Survivor match and all.
I don't understand what's going on with that either.
No one understands. That's why we're going to talk about it even more. So, without further ado, folks, we're going to do a little bit more of a colder opening with just my sultry voice, as Kay is doing their best I Am Groot playing on their video game, which is kind of funny. I've been watching a lot of Marvel. I watched a little Marvel, so that's what reminded me of like Teen Groot playing on the video game while things are going on.
I play games on the stream often. I just usually have it more hidden to be respectful. But right now my hips are very tight, so I'm just in a weird pose.
It's perfectly fine. Will sometimes would eat on the stream, and we got crap for that. So yeah, let's get over to this colder opening. Starting out in 5, 4, 3, 2. Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, William Regal is leaving AEW. The girl with the shiniest wizard has returned to WWE. Ring of Honor has their first pay-per-view under AEW, and NXT is about to head to a deadline with some Iron Survivors. So sit back, relax, and make sure you don't prematurely sign with the San Francisco Giants because it's the 319th episode of Kings of the Rings podcast. Oos! Got the juice exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now. Oh, premature ejaculation. You are a funny one, Taekwon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 319. Oos! Got the juice. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. No Willie T. He is out on a company holiday party. Not our company, because we don't make any money. But we do this out of the kindness of our own hearts. But luckily for me, their internet is working well. Hopefully for now, fingers crossed, they are happy to be here with their bright, shiny, new pink hair or cleaned out hair. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, so to clear the record, my hair's been pink for like 6 months.
It's okay.
My hair is freshly washed, and one of my Black Friday purchases, since I haven't been here in a while, so I've gotten some things.
Yes, welcome back, K Murphy.
Thank you. So I have a commitment for one of my intentions for 2023 is to grow the not shaved part of my hair, this part of my hair long.
Really?
I really want long hair.
Okay.
So I'm trying to take care of my hair. I started taking vitamins. I'm taking a women's multivitamin and hair, skin, and nails gummies and investing in products that are healthier for my hair. And I didn't blow dry my hair for a year, and it made my hair actually feel shittier.
Okay.
So I got Revlon. I know almost no one listening to the stream is gonna give a fuck about this, but if you're
you'd be surprised.
If you have long hair, you have a long-haired partner who struggles to blow out their hair. It's by Revlon. It's the one step, so it's a brush that dries your hair. So I was able to blow my hair out with just that. I didn't straighten my hair.
Oh, okay.
I did this shit in 10 minutes.
Wow, it's like me in the air fryer. I'm so happy with that.
I want one so fucking bad. I just don't have room in my kitchen.
Yo, you're missing out. I air fried. I'll send you a picture. I air fried some ribeye last night, and yeah, magnifique. As Zordon is contacting me right now, I'm about to send you a picture. This is my dinner tonight and yesterday, as I'm sending it to your phone right now. But I air fried ribeye, and it is absolutely amazing. And Mr. Fretch, you are correct. Air fryers are game changers. There's no such thing as no room. You will make room for this air fryer.
You guys forget I have a roommate.
You will make room for
You
it.
air fried that?
Yes, I air fried that steak. Isn't that
Question though. How was the steak cooked?
medium rare?
You can make a medium rare steak in the air fryer.
Rather quickly too. Yes.
I am medium rare steaks. One of my favorite things on the side.
Like, Kay, you should come over because I don't. You probably didn't listen, or I don't know if you did or not. But I also invested in Butcher Box.
What's that?
So Butcher Box is this is horrible product placement for something that doesn't even sponsor us. However, Butcher Box is a company that invests in locally sourced grass-fed meat products, and you can order all of this meat and they deliver it to your house or to your apartment.
Okay, so this is how you know it's just the 30-year-olds today, because we're talking about fucking locally sourced meat and appliances.
Yeah, the adults are talking this week. But yeah, it's great.
I want a Le Creuset really bad.
What's up?
I want the Le Creuset really bad.
I don't know what that is.
It's one of those like fancy like pots that you can like bake in and shit
Oh, okay.
with the lid.
Gotcha. So okay, I will tell you what's in my Butcher Box. So essentially, it's a monthly subscription service. So I spend like 150 to 170 a month, and it sends me all of this meat that I can change up for every month. Like I can change what type of meat I get every month.
Mm-hmm.
So this past month, and I also got the Black Friday deal. So I'll get two 10-ounce boneless ribeyes for a year in every box that I get.
Excuse me?
Exactly. So I get free 10-ounce ribeyes every box that I get for the next
How
calendar
much
year.
do you pay a month for this?
150 to 170. I got a discount on my first box. It was like $20 off. So it's just going to be around 170. So in this current box that just got delivered to me last Friday, I got the 2 ribeyes, which I just made. I got 4 6-ounce top sirloin steaks, 2 10-ounce New York strip steaks, 3 pounds of bone-in chicken thighs, about 4 pounds of chicken drumsticks, 4 8-ounce boneless pork chops, and a 2-pound bag of wild Alaskan sockeye salmon.
That sounds so fucking good.
I know. Do you know how much cheaper my bill is at the supermarket?
Is it so I haven't really been buying meat like that at the supermarket.
And it's also
like
vacuum sealed, too.
Oh, I love that. I'm a very big fan of Aldi. So they have
That's
this
where
like
I go. That's where I
Parmesan.
go shopping too.
I fucking love all. They have have you had their it's the Kirkwood bag, the Parmesan urban crusted chicken.
I have not.
It fucking slaps so hard. So that's my lazy protein. Which more often than not I eat like every other day because I'm just lazy lately.
Yeah.
So you just put it in, like you could air fry it.
Nice.
And it's just delicious and flavorful and yummy. And I put it in so many different things. I put it in salad, like make it with pasta, mac and cheese, like with potatoes and like stuffing and shit. It's versatile.
Yeah, so next time you want to come over, okay, like I said, I can also switch up whatever meat I get that month and they always have different, like I can get lamb and all this other shit.
Ooh.
So
I feel like you need to do like a meat tasting night.
but also for UK, if you ever really wanted to try it, they do holiday boxes.
I will look into this.
Yeah, so look into the holiday box. You can just sample all of our products. So it comes within like a week because like their farms are in the Philadelphia area.
Okay. And like how much of it do you go through a month?
I just got it last week, so and I just made like a whole big thing of pasta. So I was finishing pasta for a while before I went to like the ribeyes were the first thing from there that I cooked. So 2 days so far that I've started it.
Let me know how that works for you because cooking for one is hard.
It's not that hard. It's being able to sort out your things. and everything. But be it as it may, speaking of sorting things out, let's move on to the actual show and why we're here for, and then we can stop talking like 30-year-olds that actually do things for a living.
You know, that might be our watch. That's our most streamed conversation in history. Just chicken and steak.
Ricky and Kay talk about meat.
Meats of the Rings podcast.
Meats of the Rings.
Kings of the Meats podcast.
Kings of the Meats.
The whole podcast is just meat slapping majesty.
Yeah, there we go. Kings of the Meats podcast. That's what I should do. I should air fry something different for every pre-show.
That's a great idea.
And show you what I made that week.
Wait, that's really fun. Mr. Fretz and Ricky and Kay talk about meat with the butcher's son spamming the chat.
Yeah, Fretch is the son of a butcher, so he knows all about these cuts. And all of that
These
stuff.
cuts.
These cuts. That's what I should air fry. I should have, if I wasn't really hungry, would have showed you the steak that I made. So, we'll see. But speaking of putting all their ducks or meats in a row and getting things in order, MJF, our new AEW champion, had to do something to put himself in order and to really establish what he says is his reign of terror. Number one was obviously that really disgusting kind of looking Burberry strapped belt. I say that now, but I'll probably like it a little down the road, a little bit later.
Oh, I love it.
Number two was knocking the fuck out of William Regal. Hit him so hard, he's out of AEW permanently. Yes, that's actually true, folks. William Regal's gone from AEW. That was MJF writing him off of TV for good. Kay Murphy, did you see this? Did you see this segment at all, and what did you think about it?
I saw the clip a little bit while I was working. I don't know. I heard a lot of people are like fucking salty about him, like possibly or definitely going back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not mad about it. I loved his AEW run. I thought it was really fun. I liked that he had the opportunity to be a character again on TV.
Yeah.
He got to and get some newer guys over. And now he can go in his retirement years with his friends. And isn't his son in WWE?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. So it was confirmed by Tony Khan during a media discussion this today, actually, as we were recording the show earlier today, December 7th, 2022, a day that will live in infamy, was that he confirmed that William Regal has axed out of his contract with AEW effective at the end of this year. Tony Khan went into a whole story about how he almost lost his mom in the fall and wanted to be closer to his mom, and so he essentially empathized with Regal's desire to be closer to his friends and family. As we all know, Regal's up there in age and he doesn't have that much time left, so he empathized with Regal wanting to be closer to his son and also having the opportunity to coach his son, as his son is probably going to be a major star in WWE, or at least in wrestling in general. Do you know who his son is, Kamer? Because you've probably seen him and didn't know.
Who's his son?
You ever hear of William Dempsey?
That's his fucking son?
Yep. Yep.
No way.
Yep, that is little Regal right there.
I remember him from NXT UK.
Yes.
I didn't know that was his fucking son.
William Dempsey has made his way over to NXT. He had a match last night on the show. So that is its desire. He's going to be back in NXT. Essentially, Tony Khan didn't say he's going back to WWE, but he said enough to say that William Regal is on his way back to WWE to at least coach his son. Whether or not he is going to be an on-screen character or talent is yet to be known, according to the media discussion or the conference call that he had today, which is primarily to promote Ring of Honor Final Battle. Tony Khan said as a terms of his release, I guess, I think that's the actual term of it. As in terms of his release, William Regal cannot be an on-screen character until 2024. So he can't be an on-screen character till after 2023 is over. which I find weird. I don't know the legalities of it because if you're out of a contract with one company and they're going to let it expire, because of the way that I read the article, which was sent to me by by a friend of mine from Cage Side Seats. If you want to know where my source is from, some Cage Side Seats. The way that it said is he's still under contract till the end of this year, and when he'd be up for renewal, he just requested for them not to renew him. So essentially, it's letting his contract run out. So is his contract running out, or is it a terms of release? You know what I mean, Kay?
No, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't think it hurts anybody. William Regal's not on TV for a year. Like, let him. He's like, let him be backstage and like coach and like hang out with his buddies for a while. Like, he doesn't need to be the War Games guy all the time.
No, he doesn't.
While I would I would chop my tit off for William Regal to be the GM at NXT with Waro and give me full black and gold era. But like, it's not necessary anymore. I love that era because it's just so special to me.
Yeah.
But William, let him. He doesn't. I don't think it really like is a big deal if he's not on TV.
Yeah, no. I just like for me, I'm just focused on the legalities of it. Because like, if you're, is he getting terminated from a contract? And this is the terms of his release from the contract, because that makes sense. Like, if he's like, oh, let me get a release, then okay, we're gonna release you, but you have to stick to these conditions. It's like when WWE releases somebody and you have a no compete clause for 90 days. You know,
Could it be considered like job abandonment almost?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what the legalities of it are. But my whole thing is like not being an on-screen character for a year seemed also a little harsh to me, because like that's a lot. But I guess Tony Khan's finally wising up and doing what WWE does. Like, you don't just jump ship, you know, that quickly.
I also wonder if it has anything to do with maybe either the video game or like or a toy line.
That's
Like,
also possible as well.
Like, could Regal's likeness be featured in something in AEW that's pertinent to 2023?
That's also a big possibility. I know Regal's departure screws up a shit ton of storylines for AEW, because not only was he in the MJF storyline, he was also in the he's also, you know, the Blackpool Combat Club. Pretty much is nothing without Regal.
Well, they could probably build a storyline around who's gonna be in charge now.
I guess, but I feel like Regal being the mastermind of that all, it kind of takes it away. They can bounce back. It's like when Edge started Judgment Day and when Edge got kicked out of Judgment Day, it seemed really weird.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with that and everything. I also do love. I don't know if you listen to the MJF promo, like and all, and I do want to kind of circle back to MJF. He was very, 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 very particular and very, very clear. And it's hard with MJF because he's so good at his character, but it's also how he really fucking is, because he talks like a Long Island asshole. Like, that's just him. That's what he talks like. So you don't know if he's being legit or if he's just being his character. Is that which leads to his brilliance? Is that he was very clear about where he wants to sign when his contract is up.
Yeah.
He said he hopes that the right con comes calling for him, and he said, and I'm not talking about Tony, I'm talking about good old Saint Nick. And then he goes,
oh my God.
And then he goes, and my boy Trips too. So like,
yeah,
that's so brash for your champion, for your current AEW champion to say, oh yeah, when my contract's up, I don't want to be here anymore.
Honestly, MJF I think is the only person that could get away with that though.
Yeah, because that's ballsy. That's really, like, character or not, that's extremely ballsy. Extremely, extremely ballsy. But we will see what happens with that. But let's move on over to WWE, which, speaking of Trips, Daddy Triple H helps save one of his kids again, K. Murphy, because
I was shook.
It's the girl with the shiniest wizard. Also, apparently doesn't like to wear jeans that have any sort of covering at all. Tegan Knox surprised everybody by being able to walk down a ramp because her
No,
knees
seriously.
because her knees have been just totally shattered the last 4 or 5 years. One time being shattered by Rhea Ripley, obviously not intentionally, during the Mae Young Classic when Rhea had long blonde hair. If anybody remembers that.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Oh, do you, Kay? So how happy are you to see the cute as a button Tegan Knox finally return to some sort of wrestling action?
I'm happy for her. I just didn't expect to see her back, so I didn't feel any kind of way about it. My honest expectation is, when is she getting injured again?
I hope not. I really.
I hope not too. I don't like mean it like I hope that for her, but it almost feels like she has the potential to have a great return and then get fucking knocked out
Like an
in one of the camp.
inevitability. Inevitability.
Yeah. Like, what if like Tegan Knox comes back, they fucking push her, and then she tears an ACL and she's out.
Yeah.
And then she's in the same place she's consistently been in.
Yeah, I've got to see her in a ring.
That too.
I got.
When is the last time she wrestled?
I think it was when she was in WWE.
Ugh.
Which, I mean, she was part of the releases. Which I like at the time that she got released. No one blamed WWE for releasing Tegan. Like, she was injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't stay healthy. They brought her up to SmackDown, and that really went away rather quickly.
Yeah.
Um, but now, when you look at the SmackDown roster, in particular, Cameron, when you look at the SmackDown roster, there's a butt ton of women. You have
Thank God.
there is a butt ton. You have Ronda, who's the champ. You have Shotzi, who looks phenomenal in leather pants. Um, yeah, I know, right? I knew you noticed too. Ronda, Shotzi, Tegan's back. Repackaged for the 13th time. Lacey Evans, Zia Lee, Raquel. Who else is there? I was gonna say Kaden and Casey, but they're still down in NXT. Those little
Hmm.
munchkins. Um, who knows if Charlotte will come back, but she might come back to SmackDown. It would only make sense. Shayna Baszler's also there as well. You've got close to almost abundance of maybe 10 or so women on the SmackDown women's roster, and I'll say this till it becomes ad nauseum. We need a second title.
Yeah, there are too many women. Like, there aren't too many women, but there are too many women looking for one prize.
Yeah,
Like, by not providing a mid-card women's title, or even like making the women's tag titles more like legitimate, I feel that it's like they're explicitly showing that like women are an afterthought, like that women should be in the all the fluff
yeah.
storylines.
You also have BFAB from Hit Row is there
And
as
that's the
well.
other thing. Women that are there are a lot of women
Zelina
that
Vega, who's
are
also there as well.
there are so many women on the roster that are just being used as accessories for the male talent.
Yes. Some people excel there. Like I think Zelina excels as being an accessory, but
I agree.
Zelina can also go in the rings. Let's not take that away from her. Emma also returned as well, and she is on SmackDown.
Oh, I forgot about that already.
Exactly. She's it's gonna be it's Emma's got a lot of work to do because of how she left and how flip floppy her run was when she moved up from NXT to Raw and SmackDown. They really did mess with her movement a lot. And then you also have Damage Control, who can travel to both shows depending on what is needed because they are the tag champions. So
Hmm.
they are people without a home. And Liv Morgan also, who has really, really gotten better since Extreme Rules and
Hmm.
becoming the crazy little girl that she is. Um, and
Now, hear me out.
and Natty when she comes back from a legit broken nose.
Do you think we get the return of Emelina?
No, we do not. No, we do not. We do not get the return of Emelina. That ship has sailed. But be it as it may, it's time to start building up some of these other women. The only way to do that, especially with somebody like Raquel, um,
Mm.
put a secondary title on them. See what they can do.
Yeah.
I think that's what you got to do there. And so, like I said, good luck to Tegan. Good luck to all the women, because they need something. They need something else to fight for, especially when that title scene is kind of gets crowded really quickly. Also, we never know if Sasha and Naomi, if and or when Sasha and Naomi may come back. They're probably going to SmackDown too.
Yeah, okay, so I wanted to actually talk to you about Sasha
Of
specifically.
course you did.
So I watched Raw live and I have it streaming on like the USA channel, like on their website.
Yeah.
So there's some show that's on after called Barmageddon.
I
I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's no,
Looks like some redneck shit.
it's not.
Honestly.
Well, it's like it's bar shows. I mean, it's bar games, things you play in a bar, cornhole, like a flip cup, your beer pong or Beirut, depending on where you are in the nation. But they do it to like the umpteenth degree.
Well, Sasha Banks is on it and she's introduced as Sasha Banks.
I'm well aware.
which like I very much was of the mind that like Sasha and Naomi were done.
Mm-hmm.
But unless it filmed that long ago, which it doesn't seem that way because of her hair in the show.
Well, her hair is like the hair from when they were in WrestleMania in Tampa.
Yeah.
So that was almost 2 years ago.
I don't know.
I enjoy it. I mean, I like the concept of the show.
Like if it's no, I mean like with Sasha, like if it's super old footage, I get it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like if she wasn't part of WWE anymore, they wouldn't like.
I think it's
want to like promote her heavily.
Yeah, I think it's a weird situation. I was theorizing this with my friend Sir Charles. Shout out to Sir Charles if he's still on the stream. I was theorizing a couple of things with Sasha because Sasha also showed up the couple of days after they were in Boston for War Games. I don't know if you saw.
I saw that.
I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw War Games.
Mm-hmm.
And they started chanting at one point, "We want Sasha." And I was like,
wanted
oh boy.
Sasha too.
So Sasha shows up at this Boston Celtics event. Boston Celtics basketball game, not an event, it's a basketball game. And she got a lot of headlines for that.
Yeah.
And it was popping all over social media. You know who else was at the game?
Who?
The former royal family members.
Harry and Meghan?
Harry and Meghan were there too, but all I saw was Sasha. Even though I will get it, my algorithm is skewed towards Sasha, I get that, but that's still kind of big. You know?
Yeah.
That she got a lot more news than that. But also, something else to be of note as well, Naomi was also at that Boston Celtics game, but Naomi wasn't alone either.
Who's she with?
Jade Cargill.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yes. Naomi was with Jade, which you can either look at this one of two ways. Either somebody's trying to recruit the other one, either or. Let's put it that way. Either Jade's trying to bring Naomi or Naomi's trying to recruit Jade. Be it as it may, in my own opinion, I don't know if you actually share the same opinion as well as I can probably bring myself back to the forefront of this stream. Jade needs to get out of AEW as quick as possible.
You think?
If they're not going to do shit with her besides this title.
I thought she would be the women's champ by now.
Everybody did, but they gave it to Hayter, which I get. Hayter got a lot of push behind her.
All right, so I wasn't here to talk about.
Are you hating on Hayter?
Kind of.
Okay.
I get it. I feel like they're eventually going to set up Jamie and Britt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I tried to watch Full Gear and I could not find a successful stream, so I didn't watch it. But I just remember scrolling through Twitter and I was like so confident that like Jamie Hayter was not going to win, and then I saw the pictures and I'm like, what? Then I'm like, oh, she's transitional. They're feeding her to Britt or to someone, but I think it's Britt.
I don't know. Well, she's the real champion now, but Thunder Rosa finally relinquished.
Yeah, which makes me think Britt's gonna turn on her.
I think Thunder Rosa's out, and I think Thunder Rosa's moving on to other pastures.
I also think Thunder Rosa's out.
Which is a shame because they treated Thunder Rosa like garbage.
Oh, like total shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like WWE's not going to sign her because they're not going to know what the fuck to do with her.
I think a Vince McMahon run WWE wouldn't sign her. I think a Triple H.
Vince McMahon wouldn't sign her at all. Trips would sign her, but I don't think they would really know how to handle her.
It's a matter of where do you put somebody so unique like that? Do you want to develop her skills in NXT, which I think is a waste of time because Thunder Rosa has been around the block forever and ever, or do you? But when you bring her to a Raw or SmackDown, what do you do with her? Who do you feud with? This also is the more improvement if you're going to continue to add more women, which is a great thing. They also re-brought back Sarah Logan as Valhalla to help manage the Viking Raiders, which is a great get.
I love that.
But if you're going to bring all these women back or move them up or put them somewhere, because the NXT women's division, there's a lot of women there too. You got to have something for them to fight for besides the tag titles, which they haven't done shit with, and the main titles on Raw and SmackDown. There's got to be something in the middle to help build them, and hopefully somebody learns that over in WWE. But yeah, no, I think Thunder Rosa needs to go on to greener pasture. I think it's WWE. It's a matter of where do you put her. Jade, I think, needs to get out because I think Jade is a sinking ship, just holding on to that TBS title and not doing much with it. Especially because she needs to learn how to wrestle a little bit more in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Like, I would love to see Jade in NXT, but I also want Jade and Bianca.
Everybody wants Jade and Bianca.
Like,
everybody wants Jade and Bianca. Bianca was in a bodybuilding contest over the weekend, and she placed second, which is good for her.
That's awesome.
Good for her. So let's move on. I don't know if you saw SmackDown at all. Did you, Kay?
A little bit.
Did you see the main event?
Maybe.
Okay, so the main event featured on SmackDown Santos Escobar, Legado del Fantasma,
No, I didn't.
who they have been using beautifully with him and Zelina and all these promos, and also Santos Escobar looks like $1 million anytime you see him.
Yeah, he's great.
He looks great. He looks the part, but he looks like somebody other people want to be from time to time. And he's such a suave speaker. Like they don't need Zelina. Zelina just makes them better. Type deal. And you have Santos versus Ricochet in what has been known, Kay Murphy, as the SmackDown World Cup. Because Fox is hosting the World Cup, so like SmackDown needs to do a World Cup. So the winner of the World Cup, aka the winner of this match, as they did do an 8-person tournament, the winner of this match would go on to be the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, which is held by Gunther currently.
Yes, that I know.
Ricochet and before we talk about who won, Ricochet and Santos put on a match that's for my smart marks out there, that could have been something that they did on Lucha Underground.
Really? That's fascinating.
Because they were both on Lucha Underground.
Oh, were they?
Mm-hmm.
I knew Ricochet was. I didn't know Santos.
Santos used to be called El Hijo de Fantasma. Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
Yep.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yes, that was and we know who Ricochet was. Obviously, as Prince Puma, and they put on it. They tore the SmackDown house down. I've never seen Ricochet look better in a main roster ring. It was fantastic, but it's also because he had somebody who knew how to dance with him. They do a similar style. The best thing that they both were on the barricade right by the announce table, and Santos jumped up and Hurricane Rana'd him off at the top of the barricade.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I have to watch that.
It was beautiful, and then the best thing, Ricochet pulled a classic Ricochet. Santos went to Hurricane Rana him off the top rope, and Ricochet flipped out of it and landed on his feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. They tore the house down. Ricochet ended up hitting his he brought back the 630.
Really?
Ricochet brought back the 630. He ended up beating Santos barely. And now he goes on to face, as you can see here, Gunther for the Intercontinental title. And yes, Kay, if you do look closely, that is the best in the world trophy that Shane McMahon had that they repurposed and repackaged as the SmackDown World Cup trophy.
I'm literally dead. I can't with WWE.
Here's a question: does Ricochet have a chance in the
I
world?
was just gonna say respectfully, who thinks this is believable?
I don't know. I don't know if it's.
I don't like that's and that's like I'm not trying to be mean
Mhm.
or anything, but like I don't know. Gunther, I don't know, and Ricochet, I don't like it. I don't want to see it.
I do. I like the David versus Goliath type story, just because Ricochet knows how to sell and he can take a beating, and I think that's what they're playing for here.
Hmm.
But I do know the story is Gunther's going to be a dominant IC champion, so I do expect Gunther to beat Ricochet.
Oh.
But I do think the match is going to be stellar. Also because it'll be stellar for another reason as well. They're doing this 2 weeks down the road.
Hmm.
And you know where SmackDown's going to be in 2 weeks?
Where?
Chicago.
Oh.
And NXT was heavy
Triple
in
H is so smart.
NXT was heavy in Chicago. They know who both of these guys are. Chicago's a very marquee crowd
City.
and a city as well. So I
Hmm.
expect both Gunther and Ricochet to main event that SmackDown #1 and to put on a ridiculous performance. Because they're going to have to, or else Chicago's going to
That's
eat them
smart.
up. But
Could you imagine?
I don't think Ricochet wins. It would be a Christmas miracle if Ricochet
No
won.
way. There's no fucking way Gunther doesn't
But I
win.
think Gunther wins. And I will say that new IC title is growing on me a little bit more. Especially since they gave Imperium their entrance again.
Oh, thank God, honestly.
But just have to change up their music because Symphony #9 they can't really use as someone I think owns it. They can't use all of
Yeah.
it. But it is great to them. But I'm happy for this. I like how now since Roman and the Usos literally go back and forth depending on everybody's schedule. Roman doesn't show up all the time anyways because he doesn't have to.
Hmm.
You are now highlighting the mid card titles. The Intercontinental title is the title to get for SmackDown, and the USA title, the US title, is the title to get to on Raw, which has been working really well with a not buried Austin Theory. But by the way, and also Dolph Ziggler's involved yet again. Jesus.
I know! I'm so
Oh my
excited.
God, he can't stay away.
Um, the I'm sure we'll get to it, but just the amount of strength it took for me to not call Will when Dolph Ziggler came back after Austin Theory not being buried.
Yeah. By the way, did you watch the press conference?
No, I saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, the press conference
Where
was
was
good.
it streaming?
It was on their YouTube page.
Oh,
YouTube,
I
TikTok, and Twitter, I believe. I will also tell you about their press conference is coming back for the Rumble as well.
I literally sat on Peacock and waited, and it was just some "This is awesome" or whatever the fuck it was instead, and I'm like, "This
It
is
was
not."
also on Peacock, I believe, as well.
Yeah, well, I'll go back.
Yeah, you can find it. But it is but yeah, no, the press conference is returning for the Rumble.
That's great.
And you can you know how WWE partnered with On Location to sell like their premium tickets and packages and stuff. So one of the
Yeah.
Royal Rumble packages is you can actually they're actually opening up to you can buy a suite through them.
Oh,
And
really?
as part of the suite perks package, on top of having a fully stacked like food and drinks in your suite, like totally for free as part of the package. You'll also get a random WWE superstar to come in to do photo ops with you during the show. But you would
Wow.
also get access to the press conference afterwards as well.
That's really
They're
cool.
doing that. They're doing that for Mania as well. Mania and the Rumble, you get to purchase suites potentially through them, which may be something we'll look into for Philadelphia.
Philly. Yeah, we should do that for Philly.
Yeah.
Philly, I want to go all fucking out.
Oh no, I will tell you this before we move on to some other stuff. It is my goal because I didn't get a chance to do it when it was in New York because we got snowed out. I want to go to their ticket release party. Remember when they do that like every year?
Yes.
Whenever that date is, I'm going to request off of work,
Let's
and
go.
I'm driving down to Philly to do a ticket release party, and also to purchase the fucking tickets, to
Oh,
the
I'm down.
event.
No, Philly, I'm like 100% committed to
Yeah,
going.
no,
Like, we're going.
absolutely. No, we were no. It's a no brainer. We are going by hook or by crook.
Mhm.
We are going to Philly. So let's move on to some other stuff going on. Becky and Bailey is happening. It's not a matter
Love it.
of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when it's going to happen. I love all of this. Their characters are so different now, but they also know their characters so well. And it's the
Mhm.
only I think it's the only matchup of the four horsewomen that we haven't really explored outside of Bailey and Charlotte.
No, it's true though, because this is the most fresh combination of the four horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only have it's always been Becky and Charlotte, Sasha and Bailey, Sasha and Charlotte. Bailey and Becky have not really like crossed paths a whole lot.
Yeah.
But also like when you think of like for a while like Prime Becky and Prime Bailey looks completely different. Like we had Hugger Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
we had Last Kicker Becky, we had the Man Becky, now we have the Mom
Well,
and
big time Bex.
whatever big time Bex. Like they've both evolved so much and grown from when they first became, the four horsewomen.
Yeah.
So like I feel like this feud just means a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me this is more exciting than like another like Sasha Charlotte thing because you've seen it 50 fucking times. It's always great. Same
Yeah.
thing with Becky and Charlotte. I love Becky and Charlotte. I love it so much, but also I'm like, all right, enough.
You know who else
Like,
doesn't like it? You know who doesn't like it? Becky and Charlotte, because they don't like each
no,
other.
literally. Yeah.
But I enjoy this also because, like you said, we had Last Hicker Becky, we had the Man Becky, we had Big Time Bex, which I will argue when you look back at the Big Time Bex run, as minimal as it was, it's actually a really good run for her. It's a
Hmm.
very very good run for her. And then now you're returning to the Man, the run that got her over forever over, and you have Bailey
Hmm.
who at the beginning of the SmackDown on Fox era, she cut her hair, she went heel, still didn't find her
Hmm.
momentum until the pandemic. She ran the pandemic
She
for
did.
her and Sasha. Boston Hug Connection ran the pandemic for a lot of the time, and Becky acknowledged it for a while. They were the show.
Ding dong hello.
Ding Dong Hello Bailey was also really fucking funny.
I love it.
Ding Dong Hello Becky was I love Ding Dong Hello Bailey, not Becky. Ding Dong Hello Bailey was great. But at the time that Bailey was getting hot, Becky was being a mom, which by the way Rue is too now.
What the fuck?
Yes.
That's wild.
And at the
Like that
time,
baby's.
and at the time Becky was on a run, Bailey was really nowhere to be found. They've never crossed paths, really, when they were both
Yeah.
at the top of their games. And now you have this opportunity, and now it's the time to strike. It's a matter of where do you do this? Do you drag this all the way to WrestleMania, or do you have a stopgap at the Rumble?
I think they could stop it at the Rumble, and if they wanted to reignite it for Mania, they could.
Yeah.
I also really appreciate that, like, they're doing this feud, like, after kind of like the hubbub of the four horsewomen's kind of died down.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at the women's division now. It's not like it used to be the four horsewomen featuring everyone else.
Yeah.
And for the first time in years, like it's not that way anymore. NXT took the fuck over, and it's great.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's just the four horsewomen show anymore.
Yeah.
So to see a
Triple
four
H's
horsewomen,
experiment worked.
and it's nice to see that like there's a four horsewomen's feud going on like amidst all these other feuds, and it's not the central conflict of everything.
Correct. It is not the central conflict at all. I still wish they would. I mean, this feud, it's a feud that's obviously upper mid card. They don't really need a title to fight for it. But the other women, need another title to fight for. That's not the main title because Bianca. They're setting up Bianca and Charlotte. It almost has to be.
Yeah.
Bianca publicly said at the Survivor Series press conference, "I want to beat all four horsewomen. And I only have one left." Because she's beating everybody.
Yeah.
So, Bianca and Charlotte is your Mania Night 1 main event, if that comes to fruition, because I think that will be. Be it as it
Yeah.
may, we are going to get Becky and Bayley, but it also seems like, Cameron, if we hold on to your ovaries, we are probably going to get Rhea and Becky with the
Bye.
awkwardly long stare down. By the way, Cameron, can you take us through your experience?
I regretted that I watched that at work because I couldn't enjoy it as much as I would have liked to. Um, I have wanted Rhea and Becky for fucking years. Years.
Yeah.
And it's here. And I don't want it to be, I'm afraid it's gonna be some fucking like Raw throwaway. Like I want it to be like a meat slapping feud. Like
Oof.
they could kill each other.
They could.
I think it would be incredible. And it's so fresh too.
I think this is a build. I think this is a build for the Rumble. I
Hmm.
think this is how you stop the Bailey and Becky because they left them away because obviously Bailey's going to be the number one contender going to be potentially fighting Bliss for the number one contendership. Bliss is turning real soon.
Yes. Yes,
He's
1000%.
turning real soon. But I think this is your stop. If they save this for the Rumble, that's fine, and then you get Becky, Bailey at Mania.
Hmm.
Which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a
That
very,
makes
very,
sense.
I think a very good thing. But Rhea needs something to elevate her, even though
Becky's perfect.
Becky's perfect. Um, it's just a matter of time. That stare
Hmm.
down that was a really long stare down because usually when they do something like that, there's usually a cut to commercial.
Yeah.
They didn't cut to commercial at all. It was an awkward like I don't it felt like forever. It was probably like 2 minutes.
I'm sure there's a lot of fan fiction that was inspired by those 2 minutes.
I bet. You didn't start any fan fictions, K Murphy?
No, I retired.
Oh, boo hoo.
Yeah, I'm long retired from the fan fiction game.
It happens sometimes. But let's move on to hey, K Murphy, did you know that Ring of Honor exists?
I did.
Ring of Honor exists, and they're putting on their first show in over a year, and also since the acquisition of AEW. And so their first show, ironically, is called Final Battle. Which who the fuck came up with that? Because well, it does work because Final Battle historically for Ring of Honor was always in December. So I get that. Final Battle is going to be live on pay-per-view this Saturday, December 10th, at a special time also as well. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Where it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be
Oh,
at 4 p.m. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be hailing from at this moment, but it's going to be 4 p.m. This Saturday, December 10th. Samoa Joe featured on the cover, but as of right now, it hasn't been revealed. We're not watching Dynamite at the moment. But there's not that many matches on the card thus far. It seems like it's a very last minute film, but we're going to go through the match that we know right now. Obviously, what's probably going to be your main event, the Ring of Honor Championship, which I'm mad they used this belt instead of a newly made belt that they had made a couple years ago before getting obviously bought up by AEW. They went to more of the pure ROH title, but the Ring of Honor Championship will feature the current Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho facing the former Ring of Honor champion Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro. This is going to be interesting for me, Cameron, especially because this is the first ever uh, Ring of Honor pay per view in a long while. I'm going to see how Ring of Honor it actually is going to be with the AEW
hmm.
money machine behind it. That's one of the things I'm going to be looking for. But also, who do you have here? Does Chris Jericho retain, which I think he probably will, or does Cesaro become a two-time
Yeah.
Ring of Honor champion?
I think Chris Jericho is going to retain. I don't realistically know who I think would take it off of Chris Jericho, but I don't think it's Claudio.
That's also the issue. We don't know who's in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like we just know that people fight for the
I
Ring of
can't
Honor
act.
title.
Yeah, I like can't accurately speak on Ring of Honor because I feel like, at least to me, like I haven't done the homework, and I only know people are in Ring of Honor because every so often it'll come up someone is wrestling for Ring of Honor, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were in Ring of Honor. Okay.
I don't think AEW knows he's in Ring of Honor because that's the problem. Everybody gets signed to like Samoa Joe signed to AEW, but now he's the Ring of Honor television champion.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, if you really want to make this work, in my opinion, you have to. You can either be signed. You can be signed to one show or the other. Ring of Honor has to be a completely separate brand under AEW,
Mhm.
and you can like, and it has to be. You can't cross. Bring them in like WWE does that from time to time, obviously, but it's also because their brands are very similar. And we'll,
It's too
yeah,
confusing.
but Ring of Honor and AEW have to be completely separate and do something that WWE doesn't really do that much anymore, is really
Mhm.
change up the look and the feel of the show.
And also, like AEW's roster is so expansive that they don't need to cross promote with like Chris Jericho, for example.
Yeah. They need their
Like
own. Yeah, go ahead, Kay.
they can build their own they can build their own designated ROH roster,
Yeah.
and they can have their own designated AEW rosters that you can obviously move around from Rampage to Dynamite. That's different than going from AEW to ROH.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would disagree with you, Frets, on taking a AEW Dark Elevation time slot. Putting them on digital is not going to help them. They need an actual time slot on TV. To be honest with you, I would let them take the Rampage. I would nix Rampage and make that Ring of Honor. If I was
But
being
then what would
honest,
you do that you do with Rampage? Like, would you like add a third hour to Dynamite and like pull like Raw?
potentially at this point, you no, I would say Rampage. I would make Rampage a 2 hour show.
But where are you putting
Not or
Rampage?
not Rampage. My apologies. I would make Ring of Honor because Rampage is 1 hour, correct?
Yes.
It's a quick one out. I would expand that to 2 hours and rebrand it as Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm. No, I get
Because
that.
you, yeah, you have like they got the contract extension for multiple shows, an extra show, and they made it Rampage, which is great. But Ring of Honor can if Ring of Honor is a digital only show, it is a failure.
Yeah.
It is an absolute failure. They need to be on TV with their own style and own flair and own tour and own essentially their own. They have to be their own separate company to make you think they're not being run by AEW.
I f-
You kind of have to pull that eye trick.
it's starting to feel a little like they bought ROH just so they could have like content to, like the footage and like the
Well,
library.
which is a great grab. The library is fantastic.
Yeah, but I feel like they're not doing the work to build
Of course
ROH to
not.
be its own special thing.
It's yeah, they're not doing the work to make ROH its own special thing, and that
Well,
is a
that's
shame.
garbage.
To, there's a shame to Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor is it's a phenomenal promotion
Yeah.
for a very very long time, and it's also the reason why Cody left. Also, Cody wanted to wrestle,
Yeah.
but the rumor was Cody wanted to run Ring of Honor as a separate brand, which is a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, Tony didn't want that to happen.
Of course not.
But it's bad for Ring of Honor all in all because I said it's you can't just put all of your champions from every company that you own on one show because it devalues every championship on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the ones that you're not highlighting in long promo segments like MJF every fucking week.
Yeah.
Be what that's made. The other match on the card is the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Mercedes Martinez, the current Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, which thank God she's got a title
Yeah.
doing something. Because I loved
Me
Mercedes, and
too.
it just didn't work out with her in WWE. It was just a bad timing. Versus Ember Moon, who's going for a title as well. This could be a very, very phenomenal match. Ironically, Cabe, you notice they kept the rebranded Women's Ring of Honor
Mm-hmm.
title, but they nixed the rebranded Men's Ring of Honor title,
I wonder
which I
why.
get. I wonder why too, because I liked the rebranded Ring of Honor title when they did it a couple years back. I thought it looked
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. But who knows why they did that. But this is gonna be an interesting match. I do enjoy both of these performers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for something like this, I'd love to see Mercedes keep this for a little bit
I
longer.
agree. I think she's gonna keep it.
She's good. I love Mercedes. She has a great story
Hmm.
behind her in wrestling and stuff. I think one of the first openly gay female performers
I think so
in
too.
wrestling as well. And she has if you there are a couple. I think there's like one doc or so about her out there about the things that she had to go through.
Yeah,
Uh, being that, and it's very well done.
I'll check it out.
And she's very known about herself. And also, she's also a very nice woman, too. I had the pleasure of meeting and talking to her at times. She's very cool. Great tattoos on her arm. Great arm sleeve, by the way. Fantastic arm sleeve by Mercedes Martinez. So I think Mercedes keeps it. I think you need to, if you're going to establish Ring of Honor as someone, you got to keep your champions the way they are at this moment in time, unless you're going for some sort of shock. The other title match that's going on is the Pure title, which is like when you handshake before every match. Obviously, Wheeler Yuta, who was supposed to be doing some with AEW, but the BCC is no more, versus the Pure champion Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia also faced Christian Casanova, who is now known as Carmelo Hayes, in his final match, beating Carmelo Hayes before he went over to NXT and became Carmelo Hayes. So Danny Garcia also very talented. He is the Pure champion versus Wheeler Yuta. I think they're really high on Danny Garcia in AEW / Ring of Honor,
I think
from
so.
what I've gathered. I know they've been high on Wheeler, but I think they're higher on Danny Garcia.
I think they are slightly higher on Danny, but I also wouldn't be shocked if Wheeler won.
Yeah. Pure, you can kind of flip flop a little bit more, I think, because it just shows that everybody in the Pure division, if you want to call it division, can really work. It's the workhorse title of Ring of Honor. Which is good. And Pure, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't always the big Ring of Honor aficionado. Pure went by the Code of Honor
I think so. I also I'm
before
not very
Revel.
educated on Ring of Honor.
But I think if you were going for the Pure title, you had to go by the Code of Honor.
Got it.
I believe that was the stipulation for it. Be that as it may, that's not the only thing going on this weekend. Obviously, later on in the evening at around 7 or 8, I don't remember the actual time, I believe it is 8, exclusively on Peacock, NXT Deadline, not NXT TakeOver Deadline, but NXT Deadline.
Not the
And
one for the eye.
Yes, it is the one for the eye. I'm
I already
sorry,
hate
Kay.
it.
But I heard a rumor that's not confirmed yet, but I did hear a potential rumor that NXT may be going on the road soon for their events.
I also heard that. And
It might. I'm interested. I'll put it that way. I am interested. Especially if we're not calling it takeovers anymore and we're just going by their actual just names and stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do. But Deadline is this Saturday, the last premium live event of a WWE calendar, which I like what they gave it to NXT and didn't want to force the people on Raw and SmackDown to do something like this as
thank
well.
God.
You know. Vengeance Day is the Valentine's Day one, which might be on the road. That is correct, Mr. Fretz. So obviously for this, and I do like the little highlights in the NXT title that they did
Ooh,
around
that's
WrestleMania
pretty.
time. So that's how the new NXT title looks, and they're selling that version now, and they have a little color palette in there. It's also on the women's title as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the NXT Championship, Braun Breaker, who's one of the blandest people in the world, features another bland individual, Apollo Crews, for the NXT World title.
This is the saltine crackers of wrestling matches.
You should see their video package. So Braun Breaker hasn't been on TV a lot, but they were doing video packages of him of what he does on his downtime when he's not wrestling, and the fucker likes to fish. So they've been showing video packages. They've been showing video packages of Braun Breaker going out and fishing about how peaceful it is and yada yada yada. So the most recent episode, he's starting to go out to fish again, and Apollo Crews is like, "Hey, can I join you while we go fishing?" So Braun teaches Apollo how to fish, and they're talking about their match, and it's very weird. It's
That is
very,
weird.
very weird. They're really high on Braun. Apollo could shock you because I did like Apollo going back there because I always felt like Apollo got brought up really quickly, but I don't blame them.
Yeah.
because he was just that talented. They just never could build a character around him. And ironically, his most successful character is when he was his pure Nigerian
Oh my
heritage
God, I
self.
forgot about that already.
I loved that character. I thought he was so good in that. But now he's back to being just a more, I guess, kind of a realer, grittier, generic Apollo Crews. I think this would be a good match.
It'll be
Um,
fine.
it's it'd be another person for Braun Breaker to say what he beat on his championship run
Yeah.
because they're not ready to bring him anywhere because there's nothing for Braun Breaker to do up on there. He will literally get lost in the shuffle.
What if he beats Roman?
No,
Could you
no, I
fucking imagine?
refuse. No, I cannot. I cannot. My issue with Braun Breaker is that I'm tired of Braun Breaker. Like he. There's nothing. He seems very one trick
I think
pony,
he's
and there's
boring.
no. Yeah, he's boring to me. He first got there, he was fine, great, wow, explosive, big guy, giant Jack. But there's nothing to his character anymore. He's you know what it is. He's Goldberg mixed with Steiner. It's like it just there's only no like one way to go,
Yeah.
and it's not connecting with me at least.
But at least with Goldberg, it's fun to hate watch him in his older age. Braun Breaker doesn't
And do
provide
that.
that.
No, he's only like 23,
I know.
24. Hey, Hassan Terrell. Happy holidays to you
Happy
too. Welcome to
holidays.
our show. Yeah, welcome to our show. Thanks for being a part of our show. Moving on. So we both say that Braun Breaker's probably going to win this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to what's going to be known as the Iron
I'm
Survivor
sorry,
Challenge,
is
which I
that a
know is
bomb?
yes.
What?
Yeah.
We're promoting
Yeah.
terrorism in the NXT? Like,
So let me explain to you what Iron Survivor is, because I know this is something that's very confusing to a lot of people. It is a 5-person bout, and this is the men's Iron Survivor, which is going to feature the guy in the mask name is Axiom. That's him. Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, which we know Joe Gacy from the Indie days, JD McDonough, which is Jordan Devlin in disguise, and Carmelo Hayes as well. And Carmelo Hayes is no longer the North American champion because that went to Wesley. So let me explain to you what Iron Survivor is. This is also the Iron Survivor contestants were chosen by a panel of WWE legends, which included X Pac, Road Dogg, Molly Holly, and Alundra Blaze. And then a wild card was determined out in a triple threat match this past week on NXT. So there are rules for the Iron Survivor Challenge. It's 5 superstars will compete 25 in a 25-minute match as they battle each other on the clock. This is the official rules from WWE.com. 2 superstars will start the match, and every 5 minutes, a new superstar will enter the match until all 5 are in the ring. The goal is to have as most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes, which sounds like Championship Scramble, if you remember that. Falls can be won at any time via pinfall, submission, or DQ. Here's the twist that they put in it. When a superstar scores a fall, they will earn 1 point. However, when a superstar loses a fall, meaning they get pinned, they submit, or they get DQ'd, that superstar will be forced to go out of the ring and into what they're calling a penalty box for 90 seconds via a la hockey style. Once the 90,
interesting.
Yes, once the 90 seconds are up, a superstar can re-enter the match. The superstar who has scored the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes will be named the Iron Survivor and become a #1 contender for either the NXT Championship for the men or the NXT Women's title for the women. Again, the people that you see now are Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, and Axiom, who won the wild card spot this past week on NXT. Um... And then for the women, as I'll show you here, you have Cora Jade, who is the real life girlfriend of Braun Breaker, which is really kind of interesting. You have Cora Jade, you have Roxanne Perez, also known as Roxy, the last original Ring of Honor Women's Champion before they got bought out by AEW. By the way, she's only 20 and is a trainee from Booker T's reality of wrestling
Oh, I
camp.
didn't know that.
You know, so Yeah, you got Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Zoe Stark, Kiana James, who was newer on the scene, and everybody's favorite person, Indy Hartwell or Mrs. Dexter Loomis, if you want to go by that Indy 1D wild card. So, first off, K. Murphy, can you give me some thoughts about the stipulation or the stipulations for Iron Survivor? Because to me, it's very confusing.
I don't get it. So they have to go in a penalty box. Why?
Because they lose or fall. So, if they get pinned or submitted, so they are kicked out of the match for 90 seconds, and they
How do
therefore
you win?
cannot compete. You have to win the most falls within 25 minutes.
That's so stupid.
So think of it like,
No,
so
I get it. I'm
what
starting to
I've,
get it. I
yeah,
just I don't want
it's
to
a
watch
lot.
that. I
It's
will. I just don't want to. That's dumb.
yeah,
It would be more it
it's
would be more interesting if there's maybe like 3 people, 5 people trying to calculate all no way.
you know what screws it up for me
Hmm.
is the fact that, and this is where it becomes strategy too. So like it screws it up for me. Like I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm also very interested in is that not everybody starts at the same time.
What was the time they're coming in again? Like how staggered is it?
Every 5 minutes. So whoever the last person is playing catch up.
Yeah.
If there hasn't been a pin or a submission or a DQ yet.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, do you want to be first? Do you want to be in the middle? Do you want to be last? Like, you know, and that changes the strategy for every competitor, which I enjoy that gamesmanship
And
of.
and
I Go
how do
ahead.
they determine the order? Is it random or
It's at random. They have not revealed who goes when.
okay?
So we will know on Saturday who are the first two participants, so on and so forth.
Got it.
So it's a mixture of a war games like thing, except the match starts when the first two competitors go. It's a mixture of championship scramble, and it's also a mixture of King of the Mountain. If you look back, thank you by the way, Taekwon, from those Impact days.
Hmm.
You know, so I just don't know how it's gonna go, and like, there's a lot of questions that I know can't be answered until now, like, or can't be answered until the day of the event. Like, can multiple people be in the penalty box at the same time? How many reps are you gonna have for this match? Like, there's a lot.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a lot of chaos as well. But for me, I think Carmelo Hayes will win, and he might be the one to take the title off of Braun
Do you
Breaker.
say Carmelo Hayes?
He's the more entertaining person right now. He's the best. I think he's the best character on the NXT roster.
Yeah. I'm
He's so
That's what I've
good.
heard.
Behind JD McDonough, JD McDonough's doing really well. AKA your Jordan Devlin.
Good.
He's doing really good as a psychopath, and his match with Braun Breaker was really good as well because Jordan Devlin understands wrestling psychology,
Hmm.
and he brought a lot to that match. As well. So I wouldn't be. I think Carmelo Hayes because you need somebody new for Braun Breaker, and I think Carmelo Hayes is the one to either take it off of Braun Breaker or Braun Breaker beats Carmelo and Carmelo shows up on Raw or SmackDown very soon afterwards.
That sounds interesting. I'm down.
You know that's my take. And for the women, it's a toss up. I don't think Kiana James
I
does
don't
it.
know who like any
You
of
don't
those
know.
women are besides like Indy.
Kiana James is very very new. I hate to say this, but she plays like she has the look of a porn star businesswoman.
Okay.
That's just her look. Like she has like the glasses and she wears the outfit. I was like, you look like you came out of a porn scene.
Interesting.
But I get what they're trying to do with her. Roxanne, very young. I don't think she gets that shot. She's had a title shot before. Cora Jade, who turned heel, maybe. Zoe Stark just came back from injury. I think it's Indy.
I would like it to be Indy. If I'm the most
Yeah, I
invested in
think
Indy.
I think it is Indy. She out of everybody that's on the screen for them, she needs something to do. Also, some way to send her off.
Hmm.
Because I think Indy leaves really quickly.
Yeah.
Because I also think it's possible now that Dexter is fully under contract,
Hmm.
now in storyline, she's the only member of the Way that's not on Raw.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna bring the way back together?
If not, they are going to, because Johnny's hanging out with Dexter like full
Yeah.
time. And Candace kind of does her thing back and forth, but she's like, "Oh, hi, husband, how are you?"
Hmm.
Like they have those interactions. um, but and you also remember Dexter showed up when he was running from security on NXT one
Yeah, he
episode,
did.
and he's left her message being like, "Bye for now."
Hmm.
So I think they are going to bring Indy up, and that's a great way to bring Indy up and to make her comfortable.
Hmm.
And that's also a great way to be like, even if they're not going to bring back the way, you can have India be very comfortable, and then you can have heel, evolved version of Austin Theory that we all know and
Hmm.
love, who's now shown up on a Raw as the U.S. champion. You can have a good feud between Austin Theory and Dexter Lumis,
Hmm. That does
which will be
that
great.
doesn't sound very buried to me.
No, it doesn't sound very buried to me at all. He's never been hotter. Did I send you a text of what Triple H said during that press
No,
conference?
what did he say?
So Triple H, Triple H, at the presser for Survivor Series was like, "Oh yeah, that Austin Theory guy." He goes, last week he was buried, now he's resurrected. I guess next week he's gonna walk on water."
I'm dead. That's great.
I was like, "Thank you, Chance." But that is our Iron Survivor. Like I said, I think Indy and Carmella are your front runners here. How it's going to be played out, I don't know, because there could be a lot that can happen here, which makes it that much more intriguing. But also, K Murphy, it's a new day.
What?
Yes, it is. The biggest surprise that happened on NXT last week. The New Day showed up out of nowhere, crashed Pretty Deadly's little holiday spectacular they were having in the ring, and challenged them for the NXT Tag Team
Are you telling
Championships.
me that I'm going to start watching fucking NXT because of the New Day?
You might. Here's the thing: WWE is doing this great habit of randomly bringing back NXT alum to challenge the current people, which is also a brilliant storyline
I
move.
love that. I like do that
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, and it's real. It was interesting because Pretty Deadly's growing on me. I hate
Oh,
to
I
say
hate
it.
them. I've never liked them.
They were doing so they did their own little Christmas Carol thing, Pretty Deadly, in the ring, and it was kind of raunchy, but kind of just weird, but totally Pretty Deadly. I was like, these guys are fucking stupid. And then out of nowhere, you heard "It's a New Day, yes it is," and the crowd popped like I'd never
Oh,
heard them
I'm
before.
sure.
And the greatest part about it is that Xavier Woods, who loves his detail, redesigned his hair like when he first showed up in NXT.
Wow. Look at
So
him.
this is what I believe is going to be the show stealing match of the night. New Day versus Pretty Deadly. It is a fantastic prove your worth match for Pretty Deadly
Mm-hmm.
to see how good they really are against one of the best tag
Of all
teams
time.
of all time. Which, by the way, we did not talk about the PWI Tag Team
Oh,
150.
that came out.
Uh, yes, it
Are
did
the
come
Young
out.
Bucks number one?
Nope, it's the Usos.
Good.
The Usos beat out the Briscoes, who were at number three, and FTR, who I believe were at number two. Both teams were very pissed off about that vocally on
What,
social
that the
media.
Usos are number one?
Yeah, they did not like that at all.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I think it's funny because the Usos should be the best tag team in the world because they are the best tag team in the world currently.
They've had the best tag team run of the year. I will
Yeah.
agree with Will that like every Young Bucks match has been like a 5-star match, but the Usos have just in general done more. Like there's more to
Yeah.
being the top of the year than just wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. But back to this New Day and Pretty Deadly. I'm going to love this match. I know I am. I'm interested to see what they come out with design wise with New Day. Especially because Pretty Deadly are also giant prima donnas themselves. Um, but I am gonna go. I think Pretty Deadly beats the New Day. I think the New Day are there for show and to boost the ratings.
Hmm.
But I think Pretty Deadly finds a way to beat them.
Oh no, I'm here New Day winning all the way.
If New Day wins all the way, I'll buy you a butcher box, a gift box to your apartment. You can hold me too, man. I'll buy it for you. Okay, be like, all right, here. What do you want? I'll buy you a box so you can try out their selection of
They're
meats.
assorted meats.
Assorted meats, yes. But either way, I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited for this. Moving on to the last match on that we know of on the card. The Witch of NXT UK, Isla Dawn, in her first room match.
Okay. I'm hype. This that's because I'm an NXT UK nerd, though.
Yes, it's Isla Dawn versus formerly known as Kaylee Ray, now known as Alba Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Is her name. And this match just got started up. Isla Dawn has kind of been stalking Kaylee Ray because Isla Dawn is the reason that Kaylee Ray didn't beat Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's title. So, Kay Murphy, take this away. Who takes this?
I think again, I haven't watched NXT in a minute, so like I can't tell you based on like how like things have been going on the show, but my instinct says Alba Fire, right? That's her name now? Alba Fire?
It's Alba Fire, that's correct, yes.
Alba, I think, is gonna win, but I think it'll be close.
Alba's cool because she's been swinging a bat a la Sting lately. She comes around with this like red bat.
Oh my god.
And she just starts trying to hit people all the time. So who knows?
Did we? Oh, we got bots!
We got spam bots who just got blocked. Thanks, spam box. All right. There we go. Ooh, more spam bots. This is nice. There we go. Anywho. See, I don't know. Isla Dawn just had her first match. So she could win, but I haven't seen much of Isla Dawn because I started watching NXT UK in the beginning and I kind of fell off, unfortunately. But I know she had a very big transition.
Yeah.
To when she first started.
Yeah, her character development grew a lot more.
Yeah, I love her witch gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
She also showed off that she has mist capabilities now.
Oh.
She can do the mist like Asuka can, do the mist, which is very interesting as well. So I don't know how it goes, but I can see her trying to use the mist and backfiring, and Alba Fire picks up the victory on her, and this feud continues.
Mm-hmm.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I like it. But overall, that's all we have for NXT deadlines. Not NXT TakeOver done, but NXT deadline in and of itself. Cameron, how well do you think this show's going to be between 1 and 10 crowns? 1 being the worst, 10 being the greatest event of all time. How many crowns?
I'll give it an 8. I feel like.
Oh, you're going pretty high.
I don't know, the New Day match is honestly what has me mostly sold.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But NXT shows were always so good, and I don't know, I miss takeovers.
I do too. I think takeovers are a moment in time that will probably,
Never.
not really return to, which is good because there's a number of them that we can obviously revisit on a separate special edition podcast if we ever wanted to do. Which I think would be a cool thing to do, is to re-look at all the past NXTs. Like I said, there's a lot of them.
Honestly, I would love to do that.
I think the number ended up, 36?
I think so.
Yeah, we can do it. You can do a 36 episode mini run.
Yeah.
As for me with this new style of what they're doing with their events, obviously I think for most of their events that I've seen, they do amp up the quality of their matches, which is the way it should be. I just have a lot of concerns about Iron Survivor and how that's going to look, and if the crowd's going to get into it, and what you're going to do. There's a lot of wiggle room that they're giving with them, but who knows? Some X-States are a little bit low, but I think the New Day elevates it, and I think your other matches will do well for the most part. So I'm going to go with 7 crowns right now. It'll probably jump to an 8, because I think they will execute. But as of right now, I am just a little concerned about there's a lot of uncertainty with this new match.
Yeah, I don't see my 8 going up to a 9 or 10.
No, that'd be very surprising. I will give you that. That would have to be very, very surprising if it jumps up.
Could you watch? It's pay-per-view of the year. Could you imagine?
I I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. Maybe we'll have someone. We'll have one of our. Maybe Wade will be there. I'll ask me like, Wade, what's going on there?
No, literally, get the play-by-play.
I will. I will try my best. I will try my best to do that. But that's pretty much all we have for the show this week. Came if I'm happy. Your internet stayed the
It
entire.
lasted.
I think it's because you're in a new location.
Yeah, I liked this. I liked to be sitting on the couch.
I do too. I like your back. I love the little love flag on the back. It's pretty great.
Thank you. I got it from a human rights campaign, Pride box a couple years ago.
Nice. I very
Hmm.
much so like it. Was there anything else we missed in wrestling besides the PWI 150?
Probably not. If we did, I'm not aware of it.
Which again, I didn't talk about the PWI 150 because I haven't found the site that gave me the full list, or at least the top 10. So I can really talk
Well,
about tag teams.
we'll look for the list and talk about it next week if we find it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week and figure it out. But Kay, I'm so happy you were here for a whole show. It's a
Me
milestone.
too. It's been overdue.
It has been very, very long overdue. But without further ado, folks, um, we do know we use our number one friends. Thank you. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road and get to our post show, which Kay will be here for a little bit, and we can talk about more meats and all the other subscription
Yeah, we
things.
could talk about 30-year-old things.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So let's get to that. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 319. Oos, got the juice. And even though we are over 30, we do not have prune juice. We still have regular juice. I am your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me in Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, everything in between. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below, as well as links to our merchandise store, where for the entire holiday season you get 25% off any merchandise we have at our store, the Kings of the Ring store, or any of the Wrestle Addict Radio merchandise stores as well. Again, links to all of that are in the description below. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, please, hopefully you're listening, like, sharing, subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the con wrestling podcast, which can be found across all podcast listening services. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio's social media at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else on social media, including TikTok as well. The links to all of that, again, are in the description below. So please like, share, subscribe, leave us some reviews whenever necessary, because it really helps to get the show out there to everybody who enjoys wrestling, a real royal wrestling podcast. Kay Murphy, what do you have for me?
I'm hungry.
Of course you are.
We've reached that point in the show where I'm hungry and I need a snack. You can find me across all social media platforms as the K Murphy, TheKae Murphy. If you are on Discord, you can find me at KK Slider, KAE Slider.
Slider.
We can talk about Disney Dreamlight Valley because I am certifiably addicted to it. And you can follow my graphic design business and Teespring at Euphoric Future Designs. We have we will have hats soon. We have hoodies, we have cups, we got shirts. Let's go to the post show. I never know what to say at the end of these. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, we'll work on it, Kay. We'll work on it. So when we come back next week, folks, hopefully Will will be back. Kay will be here. I don't have to put up these missing milk box cartons for people who aren't here. We'll have a fun little show, potentially, which we'll talk about it probably in the post show. Potentially our last show of the year. We might take the couple of weeks off leading into the holiday season. Give us a little bit of a holiday break. I think that's well deserved for everybody involved. It's been a year, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll talk about that a little bit more and a lot more as the time gets closer. Especially because there's no really big wrestling events to talk about besides, oh yeah, Wrestle Kingdom's coming in at the beginning of January. So until then, folks, we'll see you on the post show if you're joining us live. But until then, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. And fuck you, Slack.
Fuck off. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna get some oozy juicy. Hold on.
Get some oosey juicy.
Oh my god, my legs.
Stretch it out, stretch it out.
Oh fuck.
Fretch, I know you're still here, and thank you for that. Was it PWI? Was it a tag team 50, or was I thought it was 150? Or I could be completely wrong. Or was it a tag team 100? This is messing me up, Fretch. Really gotta figure this out. What is it? Is it PWI? Tag team. Let's find out. PWI tag team. It's tag team 100. There we go. PWI tag team 100. There, we have a top 10. Thank you, All Wrestling Media. We'll talk about this top 10 when Kay gets back here. Ooh, that is very, very interesting. This top 10 that I'm reading right now. Oh, I do notice Princess is super salty at being number 3. They said that they're banned from TV. Is that legit, friends? Are the Briscoes banned from TV? Is that a thing? And if you're banned from TV, how are you still number 3? You know? So. But we'll see what happens. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching us, Tip of the Crown post show. It's a post show where in the middle here in the center, we display all of the great memes and stuff that is curated on our Discord channel for Tip of the Crown. Any wrestling related meme that you can find, please join our Discord and you can just submit there, and I choose the best ones each and every week to display at the end of our show during the post of saltine crackers and orange juice. That is great, K. Murphy.
All right, here I am.
Yeah, saltine crackers and orange juice. Very nice.
I've been feeling like fucking garbage.
So I don't have saltines in my house. I do have orange juice and white people.
Oh my god, orange juice and white. Yeah.
I have
Lighten
Aldi's.
up, it's Christmas.
Okay, I have Aldi version Cheez-Its, which are fantastic. I have like a family size box of Cheez-Its, and then I have the club crackers.
Okay, let's talk about Aldi now that I'm here with my Aldi brand saltine crackers
Before
and
you
Aldi brand.
before you do, Kay, I do have a top 10 tag teams from the PWI.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
By the way, the cover photo was taken by Kimber Laskic. You remember Kimber Laskic?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, number one, if you follow her on any of her social media, her photos are fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
Like
she's like one of the best.
really good. She's really good. I'm happy that she knows who we are and we've been able to spend some time with her in the past 5 years or so. She's really just down to earth and nice. And I wonder what her travel schedule is.
Probably fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I hope she gets compensated well, which I believe she does.
Probably.
Probably. But the PWI, it was a PWI Tag Team 100. So the Usos number 1. FTR number 2.
Okay.
The Briscoes very, 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 very salty at number 3. Death Triangle number 4.
Interesting. Okay.
Hazuki and Kugoma from Stardom at number 5.
Okay.
RK Bro at number 6.
No.
The Good Brothers at number 7.
Okay.
The Young Bucks at number 8. You okay there, Kay?
It just brings me joy that they're not in the top 5.
Honestly, me too. The Hex is an NWA tag team. And then another tag team who are freelance people named Violence is Forever.
Okay.
So that's your top 10.
Interesting.
Yes. So I'm trying to look for what they usually say what their criteria is which I cannot find at the moment.
Well, we could operate by the Drag Race standards, which is charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
They- we could, but they do actually release what their criteria is, and it's usually selected and the people who select it as well. Let me see if I can find it, which I don't think I will be able to.
Also, what was the cutoff? Like, what was the judging
That's what I
period?
meant. They usually release what the judging period is and everything, which I have not found as of yet. I'm looking on their social media right now. It's a lot of them retweeting people that made their PWI Top 100, which, of course. Um, let's see. What I like about this is that they included men's and women's tag teams in the
I
same
was just
list.
gonna ask, are there women?
Mm-hmm. They're all in the same list.
Good.
Uh, the team number 100 is named Bougie Reality, which is kind of funny. I can't find their criteria. I'll have to look for it at another time.
Another day. Question.
Yeah.
You were saying we could possibly go on hiatus for the rest of the year. What about Crown Jewel? Or
Oh,
whatever the
you
fuck
mean
you call it now.
our best of the year award show?
Yeah.
We could. We could. We can. My question is: do we want to open it up for voting, or do we want to have it as just us saying what our favorite everything was? Because there are years where we
Um,
have done actual voting for like
I
a week,
remember.
week and a half, or and then we reveal it on the first show of the new year, or we can just go about like just talking about it, which we can do either. Or I could care less, to be honest with you.
Why don't we do our own awards where like you, me, and Will's aside?
Yeah, I think that's cool too, and we can just talk about it openly. It'll be essentially a nothing, not a nothing show, but a show where we just talk, where it's like a reminiscing on the year.
Mm-hmm.
You forget.
I
Go ahead.
I say we do that and then dip for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Because also you forget how many things happen. So I was watching a WWE playlist.
Mm-hmm.
It was a playlist of all the people that returned to WWE this year. It was a half hour long.
Shit.
You know, because there's a lot of people that came back. Which is pretty awesome, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that happened.
I I don't. I have to like go back and like really reflect on here because I'm like I don't know what like my match of the year is.
Oof, I don't know either. There were really good matches. The one that sticks out in my head
Mm-hmm.
is just because of the ridiculous feat of not even feat of strength, but the feat of endurance. Cody versus Seth Hell in a Cell because of Cody's
That was
torn
fun.
pec,
Uh-huh.
which is he wrestled with one arm in a Hell in a Cell and put on a match put on a match of a year.
Yeah.
You know, oof, it's hard. I think Cody's the most impactful person this year outside of Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I would agree.
I mean, the Roman Brock match at SummerSlam is also a match that's such a damn good match.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Man Standing
Yep.
at SummerSlam was fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Sheamus Gunther at Clash of the Castle.
It was Sheamus and Gunther fucking ripped. It was so good.
You know, or Roman Drew at Clash was really good as well. You know, there's a lot of moments
Yeah.
um, that that were just really, really good. But it would take some. I mean, we'd have to do some research. But we can do a whole like nostalgia show, or not a looking back at the
Yes.
year show, and stuff. But tell me about more of
Yes.
your Aldi love, by the way.
Oh my
They
God.
had full oranges on
Uh,
sale this past week, and I totally took advantage of it. It was like a full pack of oranges for like $4.
I literally just got clementines from them.
I do get a lot of clementines, but I did
So
look
I,
getting a full oranges from
I
them.
so I got them because I wanted to make a simmer pot.
Okay.
You know what a simmer pot is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I don't need to explain it to you. But for those who are unaware of what a simmer pot is, pretty much you boil water and spices and fruits of your choice to make your house smell good. And also, like, depending on like what you're using, like the intention you want to set with your house, like protecting, cleansing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted my apartment to smell cute. So I chopped up a bunch of clementine, threw in some cinnamon and some pumpkin spice, and it smelled like fall. It was
Cinnamon,
delicious.
pumpkin spice, of course.
I have a full, I have a shaker of pumpkin spice powder that I keep. I have a coffee bar.
Okay.
So I keep all my mugs and I have like my tea bags and like I have a little hot chocolate section right now because I have a bunch of hot chocolate.
Yeah. My phone blows
My
up, so I
teaspoons.
continue.
Oh, you're good.
That's interesting. Yeah. Now they had some really good orange sales. So I did the I every white woman has pumpkin spice. That's very true. I made the giant mistake because I was. You notice I got excited because I was like, "Oh, my butcher box is here." It came on like a Friday,
Uh-huh.
and so then it was raining on Saturday, and I was like, "You know what? I'll just go Sunday morning to Aldi." Horrible move.
Yeah.
Horrible. Learned my lesson. Oh my god! I was like being in New York City traffic during rush hour. So many fucking people.
I want to get more into Trader Joe's too.
Trader Joe's is expensive.
Seriously, most people I know like find like for a lot of Trader Joe's shit to be more affordable than like say like Stop and Shop, Wall Bombs,
Hmm.
etc.
Oh, by the way,
Like,
Taekwon has a message for you.
sorry for misgendering UK. I wasn't thinking. Thank you, Taekwon. I appreciate that. But you're right. Every white woman does have pumpkin spice. Every white woman and babe. Um, but what the fuck was I saying? Pumpkin spice.
You wanted to
They're
expand to Trader Joe's.
yes, because apparently their frozen section positively slaps.
I just don't want to pay Trader Joe's prices.
Like I think for me it might be cheaper because out in Queens, like the local grocery stores, the price gouging is fucking ridiculous. So I usually just Instacart Aldi because I don't have an Aldi like close to me. And like I don't have
Oh, okay.
so I don't have a car out here. So like
That's true.
so I can my closest grocery store is like five well technically my closest grocery store is Costco. So I usually if I go to Costco I go with my roommate because she's a membership. So I really
Don't you love
I
that?
I need well, I want to get a Costco membership too. But
They're
like
pretty cheap around this time of year. They're usually like on
I know.
sale.
I'm looking for like the coupon code. So if anyone's got a Costco coupon code to get a cheaper membership, hit your boy up.
So there's
Um
Costco. It's Costco by because there's no BJ's by you, right? Because there's a
no,
bunch.
it's Costco.
There's a bunch of BJ's by me.
So I am a 2-minute walk from Costco.
Gotcha.
It's incredible and dangerous.
I
Like
I
I
do want
went
to go to BJ's, but I also am very scared of because like I can probably take my mom's BJ's membership.
hmm Kaya tells me to take her card all the time, but I'm convinced I'm going to be exposed for fraud.
They're not. They don't care. Trust me. I've done it a couple of
That's what she
times. They
said.
don't care at all. As long as you
I
flash a card, you're good.
I know. I'm just afraid.
Understandable.
Um,
I get that.
I'm like, ugh.
So okay,
But I.
I'm looking at the membership for BJ's at least.
Mhm.
Um, it's $55 a year.
Yeah, Costco is 60 a year.
That's not bad. You drop 60, and like you
Yeah,
can do that. Kay. That sounds pretty dope.
it is doable. It's definitely doable.
You know.
And then I can because I don't know. Grocery shopping for one, for me, is just like it's difficult because my ADHD often gets in the way.
Also, don't go shopping hungry either.
Oh, I go shopping like high as fuck.
That's a bad mood. That's how you overspend.
Well, no, I genuinely don't like grocery shopping. I fucking hate it. I truly do not like it.
What is going
But
on, phone? Sorry, continue, Kay.
oh, your phone blowing up.
Yeah.
Um, I fucking I like doing Instacarts specifically because I when I'm in the store, I often get overwhelmed and I forget things every time. With the Instacart, I put some things in
Mm,
my cart and then I put the phone down, and then I remember something and then I add it and then I eventually put my order in.
gotcha.
And for me, and then I usually will fill in the gaps. So like with other places like Aldi, their produce is like super hit or miss. So like I
That's
will go
also
to a
very true
fucking
as well.
their produce is kind of shitty, but their bagged salads have been like lifesavers lately. Um, I'll make like one of their big salads, and I'll cut up the chicken I was talking about in the pre-show or the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the episode, and I'll like cut that up, and I'll put in my big Halloween candy bowl, and that's what I had for dinner. I had a giant ass salad, and I made garlic bread.
Nice.
Um, Trying to think what else I like, but like if I go get produce, I live in the Queens, so there's fruit stands fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
So I go to a fruit stand and it'll be cheaper. Or I'll like go to like City Fresh, which is my closest like specific supermarket that's not like Costco, but it's like stupid expensive. And there's a corner store across the street from me, but they're a bullshit corner store. Like it's not a bodega, like to clarify, like there's no deli, there's
Mm-hmm.
no cat. It's just it's like a convenience store it's awful. They close whenever they decide they want to close.
That's not fun.
It's annoying. Like I wanted to go get a soda last night and they close at 10. They're supposed to, but like it was like 9:30 and they were closed and I'm like, "Bitch." I literally hate them. Like there's a good bodega like down like a block away.
Yeah.
But like if I want to go somewhere like 10 o'clock at night, I want to go across the street.
Mm.
'Cause I don't like walking by myself at night. I just
I
don't.
don't blame you. I understand that.
And I've recently downloaded Citizen and like
You wait. You've lived in the city for how long? And you're just now downloading the
a
Citizen
year
app,
and a half.
and you're just
I
now downloading the Citizen app.
Yep.
You probably found some weird shit, didn't you?
Well, no, because all the weird shit's been happening like 500 feet from me. Like, there's a slashing at the McDonald's down the block. There was a fight around the corner. It's all like teen violence. The vape store I go to got robbed by teenagers.
Don't you love it?
Literally. And I'm just like, okay. Because I was using it to look up something else. And then I'm like, oh, my citizen's going off a lot.
Well, now you know why.
And like, I live in fucking Astoria. I don't live in like my neighborhood's fairly safe.
Yeah, I mean, but you live in a very densely populated place in Astoria. Like everybody goes to Astoria.
I know.
It's like your beginner town for Queens, uh,
Hmm.
which is fine. Oh, did you see? I just seen this Rhonda open up about her blatant botch during Survivor Series.
Oh, what did she say?
She admitted to fucking up the spot
Well, that's good. Proud of her.
because you saw that
I
disaster.
did. It was bad.
It was real, and I said about it. I think I said on the show with Will last year. Like it's a shame because it was turning. It was they were telling a really good story, and
Yeah.
that one spot ruined it.
Yeah.
Ruined it completely, which is a shame, an absolute shame.
Well,
Uh,
they tried.
yeah, yeah, it's just better. But I do like how Triple H is high on Shotzi.
Thank God. She deserves it.
And I love how she has her tank back and she like poses as she puts the tank in like a 360.
The Mania tank is gonna be wild.
Because it's in her home state. Because she's from California. She's from Oakland.
That's right, she is. She's definitely gonna do something at Mania.
I hope so. I hope she doesn't get stuck in like a multi-woman, like a battle royal or something like that.
Honestly, that's what I see happening, but she would get the featured entrance with the tank.
I hope so. Also, tell me about. All right, so tell me more about Dreamlight. Was it Dreamlight Valley?
Yeah, so it's Disney Dreamlight Valley. Um, so it's like Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you know about the game so I don't like repeat the same shit
I've
to
seen a
you?
preview of it. Essentially, you build your own house, and you're in your own neighborhood, and this the characters from Disney lore you'll either run into in the neighborhood or you befriend, and that's pretty much it from what I remember.
Okay. So Dreamlight Valley, so they're different. They're called biomes. So they're different like
Sounds about right.
areas.
Yeah, I mean, biome is probably the more scientifically accurate term.
So Dreamlight Valley is where like it's a town where like you and your Disney friends like you all lived there, but something called the Forgotten Hat came and like took over your town and like a lot of the Disney like the town gets fucked up and the characters don't remember a whole lot of stuff.
Goofy lives
Goofy
in
lives
the
in the
ghetto.
ghetto. I actually moved Goofy's house and I gave him waterfront property because Goofy's my man and I love him. Um, so your job is you're supposed to restore the valley
Okay.
and figure out what the forgotten is. So like you have to unlock the different biomes and you unlock different characters through quests and shit.
Yeah.
So you start in the valley you start with like Goofy, Scrooge McDuck, Mickey, like Minnie's like in another dimension. But like a lot of the characters you have to like save and like bring back. Like you go through portals and shit.
Yeah.
But you also like you do like a lot of like your like farming simulator games. Like you farm and you fish and you mine for like stones and
Because you're
like
rebuilding a whole neighborhood.
yes. So and you can decorate it like this game like unlike Animal Crossing this game is like super customizable. In
Okay.
Animal Crossings you can move buildings but you have to pay like 10,000 bells every time you move a fucking building, which is
Jeez.
like in their economy is like $10,000, whereas in Dreamlight you can move whatever the fuck you want in your neighborhood for free, but there are like the store and like the restaurant and like certain things you have to upgrade through Scrooge McDuck. And
Of
Scrooge McDuck's
course.
like,
He's a son of a bitch, isn't he?
well, yeah, he's your capitalist Tom Nook. So like right now, and I currently have I'm 2 weeks into the game, and a new update just came out yesterday. Like that's the one that added Stitch and the Toy Story realm.
Gotcha.
In addition to the biomes inside like the Disney castle, there are realms you can go into. So
Oh,
like
okay.
there's like Toy Story is the newest one. There's a Wally one. There's a Moana one. There's a Ratatouille one. I think there
Nice.
might be Frozen. I didn't get there yet. But like you have to like convince the people like the characters in the realm to like come to the valley to help you like fix it.
Yeah.
It's and you gain both experience points for yourself as well as you build your friendship relationship with your characters, but you like just hang out with them. So
Huh.
like it's kind of like body doubling. Like you'll be like I'll go to Goofy and you can assign the characters to different like you do like different, like say fishing, mine, you can assign them to these tasks so they'll get you like they'll mine you extra fish or
Oh.
gems or whatever if you do these specific things with your friends, but you can hang out with your any of them and you just do things and it'll just give them more friendship points and it builds your friendships with them.
Mm.
And the more you build your friendships is also what in addition to unlocking the biomes, progressing your friendships in the story is how you progress in the game.
Oh.
It's really fun.
I might dabble. I gotta see how it works on the cloud gaming system and everything for Xbox. I'll definitely put this on my computer and just fuck around in my downtime. It sounds a lot like a mix of SimCity and The Sims, more so
Mm-hmm.
than like an Animal Crossing. Because I don't know if you remember SimCity, but SimCity you can fucking do anything you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
you're making me want to dabble in it, even though I was trying to like not get into another video game. But I
no,
will.
you have to. It's so relaxing.
I'll do it because my big thing now is I've been playing the Avengers video game.
Okay. What's that?
Um, they came out with it like right during the pandemic, and so the idea of the game is like, no, we're not saying fuck the Avengers, Taekwon, sorry. And of course I bought the special edition pack because I'm just ridiculous, which came with like a Black Widow belt buckle, came with this Captain America statue.
Ooh.
Also came with the Avengers logo as a pin, and it says honorary Avenger, so I wear it on like my lapel of like my suits if ever I go somewhere fancy.
That's so cute.
And some other little there was a Hulk bobblehead that I have somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Little Hulk bobblehead.
Oh,
And a bunch of other like little mix. Oh, and I also have the blueprint of one of the Iron Man suits that I have to frame.
that's really cool.
Because the idea what I have, it's a pretty big blueprint, but I want to frame it because you know how people will like put like different random recipes and stuff in their kitchen. Instead of mine, I want to have the Iron Man blueprint as like the framed picture in my kitchen.
I love that. That's so you.
Like, oh, is this a recipe? No, it's a blueprint to a fictional machine. So essentially, what it is, there's like a story mode, but the thing about it is like you can, it's like a not really a role play. It's very like I guess Dungeons and Dragons is where all the characters
Ooh.
have different abilities, and
Mm-hmm.
so even though you're pressing the same buttons for different attacks, the attacks are different. So like with Thor, you can throw his hammer. Where that same button move for Iron Man, you're like using his repulsor rays on his arm and stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
And so you can upgrade your suits and you can upgrade your person's different body parts and their capabilities. But some stuff has you, but all the different armor and stuff that you find for your character all have sometimes have different abilities. Like some of them will be made by Stark Tech, some of them will be made by Shield, some will be made by Hammer Technologies. Some of them will have gamma capabilities. Some of them will have like Ant-Man pin particle technology. Some will have like like you can like electrocution technology and things like that. So all of your characters are fully customizable. So no one's character will play like anybody other's character, especially if you play online. And you go and do like raids and you play different historical villains and online co-ops and stuff, and you're running around places like the helicarrier shield outpost, an anthill thing. And what's cool thing about it is they mix it's more of a comic book lore, but they also mix some of the MCU lore. So
Hmm.
all the characters, like all the, because it started out with the base six of Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, Captain America, Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel,
Hmm.
because she's the basis of a storyline, and Thor, and then they keep
Oh,
and they kept on adding. Yeah, I know I did, and they kept adding downloadable characters, but all of that is free. So every time they add a character, the character's free, and the character comes with their own storyline and their own missions and things like that to play with and stuff. But all the other things they have are that you have to like buy for because obviously there's currency for something. So what they do is they have different versions of the characters like skins. So like you
okay.
can design your Iron Man if you want to, and if you pay for it, to look like Iron Man from the original Iron Man movie, or it can look like the Iron Man from Endgame, or the Iron Man from Iron Man 3, or the Iron Man from Captain America Civil War. They have all of those skins in there.
That's
And then
cool.
they have the comic book. They have the very comic-y skins of like Iron Man and Captain America, and Thor and things like that, which is pretty flippin' awesome. And so they started adding characters. They first added Hawkeye, then they added Kate Bishop, It's more enjoyable than playing it. It's not true. Uh, they Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Black Panther. They added. They took some time doing Black Panther because they were going to reveal that they had Black Panther as a extra person when Chadwick Boseman died, so they really held off on that.
Mm,
And also, what you can play in Wakanda.
that's
And
cool.
if you go into Wakanda and play as the Black Panther, every time you walk somewhere, all like the royal, because there's guards around the palace, all the guards do a salute the Black Panther whenever he walks by.
Hmm.
Spider Man isn't exclusive to PlayStation because PlayStation had to do something. Um,
Hmm.
so you also had Black Panther. They just put in Mighty Thor, which is Lady Thor.
Oh, okay.
And then the most recent one that they just put in, like at the end of November, they added Bucky.
Bucky.
Yes, and they also added his skins,
That's
so
cool.
you can, you can play as the Winter Soldier Bucky, which
Huh.
is awesome, as well. It's also awesome. So if you're playing as Jane Foster, which is Mighty Thor or regular Thor, you can throw your hammer at an enemy, and then it'll stay there,
Yeah.
and then you can go beat him up, and then you can summon the hammer back.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's fun. I got back into it because I just want to up all my people, especially when I found out they started adding the skins of the MCU characters.
Hmm.
So I want all of my characters to look like their MCU counterparts when I'm playing against them.
I love that.
But you can also team up with people online. So like, you can create a crew of like Avengers characters and go like beat up Abomination.
See, the shitty thing about doing that is right now there is no multiplayer.
No, it's online multiplayer.
Well, I mean, like you can't go visit each other's like valleys or anything.
Oh, you mean in Disney Dreamlight Valley?
Yes.
Oh, that does suck. Because I would, like I said, I would love to just create my Dreamlight Valley and like visit yours or some bullshit.
That's why Animal Crossing is so much fun because you can do all that in Animal Crossing.
Mm,
But I feel like they would probably try to figure that out in like a later update.
yeah, because that'd be fun to do. I've been in
It would
an
be fun
I've been on an MCU kick a lot lately. Cause
lately.
well, no, a lot more so lately. It's probably because I updated my wall.
Again?
I added the ones that I missed, so now I'm up to Black Panther. So I have everything in order now, and I just have I have a couple of spots left before that wall is finished, and I have no place to put any more Marvel
That's
posters.
great though.
So it's cool. You're gonna have to come over and see what has taken me over a year to
Yes.
put together.
Decorating is an evolution.
It Oh my god, it really is. I barely begun to start in my actual room that I sleep in.
Really?
Most because I spend most of my time in the living room because I work from here too.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I have this designed.
We recently like so my living room that I'm in right now like historically has always been a shit show. Like it's like it's tiny as fuck in here. Like calling it a living room is generous. It's like a bonus room. But we last week I literally my roommate and I like we moved some furniture and now it's like functional. So I've been like playing games in here and working from in here more because I work my office is in my bedroom
Yeah,
and like that's like killing my brain.
I understand.
Because I can't like wind down in my bed because I'm in my room all day. Even if I'm at my desk, it doesn't mean anything. I
Yeah,
know my bed is there.
but you know I'm in a big Marvel kick now, so I started watching reaction videos.
Okay.
Um, it started a couple months ago. But I noticed that people who do reaction videos on YouTube get a ton of views, and I understand why. So there's a lot of people who solely just do reaction videos of movies they have never seen before.
Like a blind react?
A blind react, yeah, like a first time watching.
Blind reacting is an art.
So it's funny. There's one girl that I first started watching. Her name is Your Internet Mom Ash, and she's fucking hysterical. So she goes through the entire MCU because she's never seen any of them
Oh, wow.
from start, and you see her reaction to all of them. It's like 2 hour long ones, but she's so captivating. And I'm watching this other person now named Natalie Gold who's going through it for the first time ever. And she's so anxiety ridden. It's really funny.
Oh.
But it's like, but you get to see these people watch it because they've never seen it before ever. And
Mm-hmm.
so what happens is these people will do reaction videos and then they'll do Patreons and then eventually at some point somebody's like, you got to go through the entire MCU. And
Yeah.
they'll do it. But I love to see um people who like never seen it before just start to get more and more invested as they go along to the point where by the time they hit Infinity War they're like either in shock or crying, and by Endgame they're in absolute tears.
Watching people watch Endgame for the first time is an experience.
It is. It's so good. It's
Hmm.
so good. Breaking Bad reaction to dope too. Speaking of experiences, have you seen Spider Man yet, Kay, or not?
No,
Okay, Murph. And I know you haven't seen Black Panther yet.
no. I haven't seen anything.
Okay,
Even like
okay. I will tell you
my,
this: if you do see Black Panther, it broke me within the first 5 minutes.
I've heard that. I've historically heard that, but the number one movie I've wanted to see all year is Clerks 3, and I still haven't seen it. So like
They
nothing.
were so poorly. That was so poorly advertised, which I was really upset about.
So Clerks 3 and I couldn't make it work. They had a like 1 week theatrical release.
Oh, same thing with Glass Onion, which I saw last week.
How was it?
It's not as good as the first, which is expected because it's a sequel. I think it's funnier than the first. They really delve into comedy.
Hmm.
Batista's hysterical in the show.
Really?
He's a
Oh,
Batista's a right wing Twitch streamer that totes a gun all the time.
that's disgusting.
It's hysterical because you know what? Um, he keeps the gun in the front of his pants even when he's swimming.
Oh, I saw Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers movie I did see.
How was Bob's Burgers?
I loved it. It was so fun.
Janelle Monáe is in Glass Onion, and she actually is great.
And Mr. Fred's Clerks is one of like my top 5 all-time favorite movies.
Clerks 2 is one of my favorite movies ever. Clerks 2 was so fucking funny.
Like I love the Kevin Skew, like the View Askew universe as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been a huge fan since high school. So like Clerks 3, like I've been excited to watch just because like where they're at in the movie and now I'm like adult in my 30s. Clerks 3 I haven't seen yet.
I've only seen
But
Clerks 1 and 2.
I heard Clerks 3 is like emotional. Clerks
Don't tell me
animated series
that.
was so good. Oh my god, I loved the animated series.
You want to hear an interesting Marvel fact? I don't know if you ever picked up on
Hmm.
it. So you saw Captain Marvel, right?
No,
You never saw Captain Marvel?
no.
Okay, well, this will not ruin the movie for you at all. Number
Hmm.
one, Captain Marvel takes place in '95, and the entire soundtrack is '95,
That I knew.
which is phenomenal. Because like literally, there's one big scene, and all of a sudden you hear the riff for "Come as You Are."
Oh,
um, but there's one scene. Stanley shows up on a bus.
that's amazing.
Okay, and it's a really cool thing because it's like Stanley's last appearance ever before he passes away, and it's really cool
Hmm.
because Brie Larson is playing Captain Marvel, looks at Stanley and she just gives him this big smile, and that's all you really see of Stanley. So
Oh.
it's very cute. Well, obviously Stanley's last appearance, my fault, was actually in Endgame because Captain Marvel came out before Endgame, but still, it's cute. But
Hmm.
Stanley's reading a play script, and it's the play script to Mallrats.
Shut the fuck up.
Because
Because he
Stanley,
reads it in the movie.
yeah,
That's so good.
because Stanley really enjoyed Kevin Smith, and vice versa. So there's a Kevin Smith and Stanley connection. So Stanley is reading Mallrats on the bus in Captain Marvel.
That's incredible. Did you watch the Guardians holiday special?
Oh yeah, I did.
It was cute.
Oh, you did watch it?
I did. I watched it at work the other day.
I still need to know about Jacked Up Groot.
Yeah, I have questions.
Yeah. That's right. His cameo was in Mallrats. That's right. Stanley cameoed in Mallrats, and so yeah, that's the connection. I have
Yes.
questions about Jacked Up Groot. I love how this was pretty much the Mantis reveal. It was the Mantis show.
Hmm.
I like how her and Peter are brother and sister, and Peter accepts that. I love the song that they played at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. I do want to know how Rocket got the arm, or how Nebula got the arm from Bucky. I'm very very interested at that story.
Yeah. Also, Kevin Bacon is now a part of the MCU.
It's just also really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, did you notice that? Did you know that almost did? I need to know this for sure. Did they go to a gay bar when they first went to the bar?
That's what I thought.
I do know the bar is owned by one of the Eternals, which I looked at later on.
I never watched Eternals.
It's good. The payoff is not there yet, but it's a giant setup for down the road. But I thought the Eternals was good, and it's the most diverse cast that the MCU's ever had.
Gotcha.
And I thought it was good. Like I said, it's taking time for it to pay off yet. So, but I think there's a lot of ripple effects because the Eternals have been around. The Eternals predate everybody. So what they're doing is that even though they have the movie, they start showing up. Like there's little hints at them across all of Marvel's new shows. You just have to find it. But the Eternals is good, especially if you like looking at world history,
Okay.
because it shows like they're in the lore. They were a part of all different world history stuff and all the different technology and things like that, which is cool. And also, like I said, the cast is really diverse. There's a lot of Game of Thrones alumni.
I love
A
that.
lot of Game of Thrones alumni. So you're gonna have to catch yourself a lot. Be like, wait, hold on. Um, I'm gonna watch Eternals tonight. It was a cute movie. It's the first ever like pretty much almost all naked sex scene in the MCU too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Growing up.
two of the Eternals bang as much as they can for a PG-13 movie.
Good for them.
um,
Huh.
but no, it's fun. MCU is a fun time. Oh man. But yeah, okay, you're gonna have to come over and try out this butcher box.
Yes. I love Meat Night.
Meat Kings of the Meats podcast.
Meat Slapping
Meats.
Majesty Edition.
Yeah, the next time I'll make sure I'll have something air fried for next week, and I'll show you on the pre-show.
Everyone bring meat to the pre-show.
Bring me to the.
I need to go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here. We talked a lot about meat and Disney and Marvel and all of that fun stuff. Probably because we're in a Marvel low at the moment because nothing comes out until Ant-Man. Because by the way, Bill Murray's about to be canon in the MCU.
Why?
He's in the new Ant-Man movie.
That's wild.
I don't think he's playing Bill Murray, so I can't say Bill Murray's canon yet.
Fucking Bill Murray.
But he is going to be there. So, folks, we are going to get out of here and stop this stream, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Good night, Internet.
Yes, good night, Internet.
Midnight music.